So okay, so this is our target area for the today's one. Okay, so Linux, most of you, the people who are experienced, they might have heard it about it. The people who have very fresh to this batch or first time they are like listening. What exactly Linux? Linux is basically a kernel which we are going to talk it about today. Okay, and we will see how in a real-time industries what we are using it very efficiently. Linux. Okay, so before Linux, there is actually okay. If I'll ask you one simple question: does Unix came first or Linux came first? Anyone heard about it? Unix. Does Unix came first or Linux came first?
Unix, of course.
Unix came first. Does Linux using the same code what Unix having?
I think so, right? It was updated by Linux.
Okay, fine. What about you, Megha? What do you think?
As far as I know, yes, like Unix came first. After that, Linux came, but code part I'm not sure.
Okay. What about you, Swati? What do you think?
Like Ranjit, Unix is like OS based on the Linux kernel, like that.
No. What
Mm.
that means? That is a completely wrong assumption of theory. Fine. So basically, the first part which you are talking about, yes, Unix came first. Unix actually started in 1964. Now see how we will go into this complete understanding part. Very important. So it will make your mind absolutely clear going forward. Okay. Unix actually started in 1964, basically by in Bell Laboratory. You might have read in your college days or uh, in your subject also. In a Bell Laboratory, you might have heard. This laboratory was in actually New Jersey. Okay, Unix came first actually, and in Unix during that time there were two or like approx 5 engineers was there, a very passionate engineers who actually started working on this operating system. I will come to that part also where Linux and OX become different, but as of now, just understand. 1969, there are 5 engineers were there who were very aggressively working on this one. Aggressively working on this one. It's like an open source, I would say investor rather than contributor. Contributor, someone who contribute, investor is someone who create. So they are creators. Okay, they are created. But out of these 5 engineers, 3 engineers move out because they were not able to focus. So only two were left who were actually working on this part. Two were left. Basically, the main person who actually developed this Unix, that is Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. They were regularly working on the Unix part. Okay. They actually, and Dennis Ritchie is the only one developer who actually writes C language also. He's only written the C language. Okay. They keep working on this one Unix and finally they were able to develop this complete component till 1975. Till 1975. Okay. 1975 when they were able to complete this technology, it became actually the most famous version of that time. Most famous versions of that time. And it became generally when it started as Unix version 6, something like that. It was the naming convention. But later on, they have like changed it to Unix, something like this. They have made it. and it was completely free of cost available. Completely free of cost available into the market, like open source. Everything is freely available. Anyone can use it. Fine. So that way, Unix came into the market. Open source, free of cost. Fine. When everything was free of cost, when everything was freely available, then why there was a need of Linux came into be in between? If everything was free, people can using, and then why suddenly this will come into the market? The
User
Unix.
interface, UI.
No, that is a different part. We will come on that. But before that, also we have something. Okay. So what exactly happened? In between to Unix to Linux story, there is something happen in between. Okay. When something is free, okay, when something is free, generally companies who are profitable companies, they actually does not like the things which is free. They want things to be paid. They want to earn it. And their metrics is also fine that okay, because it is like a profitable business. If you have used it, Unix pretty much fine. If you're not using, because we have used Unix, so I will tell you what exactly the paid versions of Unix. So Unix have been actually started getting used by companies. They started their own version. First, IBM only came. IBM say we will make a Unix version of IBM AIX. This is the first version. Then Sun Solaris, they made their own version. Sun Solaris. Then they made HP UX. Then they made Mac OS. Okay. These kind of different companies, what they did, they picked up the open source code, whatever the open source code is available over there, they picked up and they started making their own Unix version. They started their own Unix version, and they're telling that okay, this particular version we will be using it for our system. And now what happened, they started telling to the customers that okay, you no need to worry about any open issues. Whatever issues are there, we will be giving the support. If anything is available into the open source, you need to understand one more part. When I say open source, that if anything is available open source the code, sometimes the issue is not fixed properly. Okay, maybe you are using CentOS or Ubuntu or any operating system and you are taking from there when you do a development, okay, at that time you will see these kind of issues. When you are doing a development, at that time there you will figure it out, many issues are there with these open source code. Okay, and you don't have the control over that code, but you know that this particular code will help in your project. So you will raise a PR request that okay, could you please fix this bug? Okay, a process, whole process. But this generally doesn't get very easily uh, like fixed, right? So when companies started these things, so what happened? Then what happened into the market? Unix, the purpose what is Unix started, it is like free of cost for everyone. Now it became completely paid version. For companies wise, yeah, thing is fine. Companies wise, things is fine. Yeah, like okay, they are making good profit sending to this one. But for the people who actually want to use it, people like you and me, who want to use it for free of cost or like something which just for a learning purpose, this has become challenge now. Challenge now. Now from here the story starts for the Linux one. After that, what happened? A passionate student came into the market. A passionate student came into the market. His name was Mr. Linus Torvald. Linus Torvald. He was very passionate about the computer science subject. He was passionate about the operating systems. He was very passionate. He went into the market and he jumped into the market of internet. He jumped into the market of internet to search anything for free of cost. He went to the market and he find that Unix, which he want to learn it, it is costing at that time $5,000. Huge amount. $5,000. I'm talking about a time frame of 1991. $5,000. As a student, no one want to invest that much of money into this much of software to learn. This much of software to learn, right? They don't want it. But what happened that he find that this is actually a problematic statement. If everything is paid, then what will happen for the students? To the student. Okay. Then what happened? Then what happened? Then he seen the code for Unix. Somewhere he find the code that okay, code is there available. He find the code. But he did not use that code. He did not use that code as a framework. Okay. Does not use that code as a framework. He used for his learning. Used for his learning. So now going forward, if someone asks that Unix and Linux having a different code, the answer is yes. They both have different code. They both have different code. And I'll tell you on which language it have been written. Sorry. They both have different code. Code. What exactly it means? It means Mr. Linus Torvald there was a very famous professor. You find his books also. Mr. Andrew Tenenbaum. Tenenbrew. He was a professor, okay, in US, very famous professor, and he have a very good books also. If you are someone who fond of reading books, then you should read his books. He was very talented professor, and professors in US and all, they are very passionate about technologies. Very passionate about technologies. Think I'm talking about the time frame when it was 1990s till in India. ID industry itself came in 1997 or 1996, something like that time frame. So their technology was already initiated. So he was the professor as well as the writer. Professor as well as the writer. Both of them he was. He only have written one book that is called Minix. He actually have written one book, Minix. This was a book written by professor. That okay, something on the white paper, a kind of a white paper. Like for example, of going off track a little bit. For example, for AWS, the white paper written by Mr. Pinhan. He actually published the white paper in 2003, and on top of it, the cloud have been become white paper. Similarly, Mr. Andrew Tannenbaum actually have written Minix. Okay. So using this book only, Linux Torvald have made operating system Linux kernel, not operating system, Linux kernel. Here we have Linux then available into the market again as an open source. Again as an open source. So he used Minix as an code structure. On top of it, he built up the Linux kernel. Right? Unix have a different code base which he just followed for his learning. For his learning. Okay. And this guy, Linus Torvald, you will heard it again actually in our another topic, that is Git. He only have developed the Git or GitHub. Git basically, I would say. And the Linux. Very talented. He's still alive. He still do a lot. Okay. And you can read about his blogs and all. He keep posting about the LinkedIn's and all. If you follow him. Okay. Now, pretty much clear about where exactly the initiation started for Linux, how it is started. Okay. Now how many of you say Linux is a kernel or It's an operating system. It's an operating system. How many of you say? What do you say? Linux is a kernel or Linux is an operating system? If it is an operating system, then how it become operating system? Anyone? Is Linux is a kernel or it's an operating system? Linux is basically Linux is basically a kernel. Linux is basically a kernel. This is actually it main work. This is actually it main works. But how everyone started calling that, even if you have inquired about your learning part based on technologies also, for example, if you have an inquiry over here, you might have asked him, I want to learn operating system Linux. But this is not actually true. You are not learning operating system Linux. You are actually learning Linux kernel. Linux kernel. We can customize the kernel itself, build a custom kernel. That also we can do it. Operating system is very vast area when you learn it in very detail. That's the reason in Google, in Flipkart, in any good company, they have a separate interview for OS structures. Complete a single round completely will be there. All right. Why actually? For an example, let's say there is a guy. For example, he want to wash his clothes. Let's say very layman example. He want to wash his clothes. He went to the market and he generally say, "Can you give me rupees 10 surf for washing the clothes?" But in real time, its name is detergent. It's real time. Its name is detergent. Same way, he want to purchase something to clean his teeth. He should go in a market. Can you give rupees 10 Colgate? But in real time, its name is paste. Paste can be anything, any of the company, right? So that story happened actually with Linux also. He came as a kernel, but everyone started pretending or presuming that it's an operating system. That is the one thing happened with the Linux, right? In the layman language, Linux is a kernel until unless you are not using anything on top of it. But can it behave like an operating system? Can it behave like an operating system? The answer is yes. It can behave like an or pretend like an operating system. How it can be pretend like an operating system? So there is a combination of package happen. What is that? Linux plus GNU. GNU. This is the software. Linux plus GNU and Linux is an kernel plus software. When they both have been clubbed together, then it become operating system. Linux GNU become the operating system, right? This is actually came into the market this way. Pretty much clear about the Linux. Linux was earlier was kernel. When it started, it become kernel. When it clubbed with the software, it become GNU, Linux plus GNU. And I will give you some practice part also where you can explore it. And then it become an operating system. That has happened with the Linux part. Fine. But again, the story will again come to the picture again. Linux, Mr. Torvald again made it open source. Right? Okay, boss, you have something freely available. Use it. How many times you want to use it? Not an issue. But again, companies are companies. They know how to use and make a profit. Okay. So Red Hat came into the market. Red Hat came into the market and they started their paid versions. Paid versions. They call it as RHEL 6.7, for example, 7.4, 8.4. 9.3. This is the latest version going on. And in between, there are so many versions are available. Similarly, CentOS came. Similarly, there is Debian came. Similarly, there is Fedora came. Similarly, there is Ubuntu came into the market. Similarly, there was Solaris came into the market. Similarly, there was Amazon Linux now available into the market. Then there is Kali Linux is into the market. SUSE is into the market. Then Rocky Linux into the market. How many flavors are there? Why so many flavors? Every operating system, as of now, I would call it as operating systems only. Every operating systems have multiple versions available into the market. If I'll take about just Red Hat as in my header, they have multiple versions. Red Hat, let's say starting from 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, 7.1, 8.1, 9. Series, 9.2. So many versions. Why so much of versions are required? Because companies, when they offer a product, let's now understand as a product part. When companies offer a product in an office or in an organization, they offers platform support compatibility. Platform support compatibility. Sorry, compatibility. What exactly it means? It means company is telling that to the customers that customer, this is my customer, telling that okay, whatever new operating system is available into the market with the new version, I am supporting on it. I am supporting on it. What exactly means? The customer can deploy his product on 6.1. He can deploy on product on 7.1. He can deploy his product on 8.1. He can deploy on product on 9.1. The coverage have been increased now. And why customer is getting into the new version again and again? Because these OS or these anything which is related interlinked with the internet definitely infect with some vulnerabilities. Vulnerability. A kind of virus for you to understand, or a bug, let's say, right? That is the reason they work on multiple type of operating system, and that way again, if I'll go over there in this part, this again become paid. The service again become paid, though for you it is free of cost, not an issue. For us it is free of cost, absolutely free of cost. We can use it from anywhere, we can go and download it. But as part of a companies, they have to pay amount. Because why they have to pay the amount? They cannot go. Okay, now one more thing with respect to company only. Like for us, we can go and use a free version because we can download from anywhere. We can download from anywhere. But companies does not do that way. Companies does not do in that way. They want, they don't want you to also do in that way. Why? Reason because they want some things in a proper streamline process. Everything should be process streamline. If thing is not absolutely well into their cluster or in the system, highly chances they will got hit by the viruses. If I can go ahead and download an OS image into my office, it is not a right way, right? Because they will tell that okay, why you are downloading from outside if something is available inside only. So before into the cloud, we already know there is something called VMware is available into the market. For example, I'm taking about VMware only. And they have a tool, a software is vSphere EXI, which we were using it in organization. vSphere EXI. What they do, they actually create a cluster, a big cluster, which is accessible by UI to us. Let's say https colon dot dot DevOps with Ranjit.com. Fine. They have created this one, for example. Here they have created a allocation. Let's say name. Let's say Shubham. Let's say Tejas. Let's say Megha. Let's say Swati. Let's say Mukesh. Created. Under this one, for example, Shubham want to create RHEL 8.2. This is the version he want to deploy. This is the version you want to deploy. And let's understand with the product part that okay, they have a requirement because most of the people are experienced branch. For example, you got a requirement that from this release we need to support RHL 8.2. Now you went into the VMware and you did not find RHL 8.2 image to deploy. Then how you will do? Then you have to reach out to the admin of VMware, stating that okay, we need a ISO image for the newly available operating system. Like okay, what exactly ISO image you need? It is like we need for RHL 8.2. Fine. So what he will do? He will upload the ISO image into the vSphere EXI tool itself. It's a huge tool. Then he will ask, it is only ISO or you need anything else? Then I will say, no, I will need one OF image also, which can work on appliances. Then I will say, I need one OVA image also, because I want to deploy it on many server, right? So what he will do, this admin will upload all the images to the cluster. And then what will happen? An image is available over here. Now, for example, Shubham can go ahead and use it for his deployment. This one, for example, a development environment he want to ready. So what he will do, he can use this environment to deploy it, right? And now once everything is done, then he will be having a good operating system available with an IP 10.41.91.76 domain configuration dom 049300.lab, right? And that way he can able to access it, the newly operating system. So it means how it become paid for company, because they have to get the official ISO image which is does not have any virus, and if they sorry, if they got any issue, they can reach to the Red Hat itself to ask for their issue to fix it. That okay, there is something issue is there and I'm your customer, can you fix it quickly? Can you fix it quickly? That way actually this whole flow is work into the industry for the paid versions. If we have any issue, we generally don't go to the customer portal. We'll just go and change the operating system, right? That is one part. then coming to this one, when you say that Linux is a graphical user interface or command line, can Linux can be, as we all know, that Linux is accessible on port 2022. This is the port. Can Linux is accessible on port 3389? This port is for Windows. Is this possible or not? Generally, the server, if you have deployed EC2 instance in last weekend for Windows, you might have noticed that the rule what we are passing for Windows is 3389 and Linux 2020. Now I'm telling that can I pass for my Linux, let's say RHL only. I want the port 2020 also, and I want to port 3389 also. It should access on PuTTY also, and it should access on RDP also. Is this possible? Anyone? Is this possible? What do you think?
Maybe it is possible, sir.
Maybe it is possible. Okay. The answer is yes, it is possible. The basic funda for it to use it where I want my Linux to be 32 and Linux to be 3389 because I want graphical user interface. But you then might have a question in your mind, if I have already a Windows system, then why I actually want to enable it RDP? If I already having a system, why I want to use it, right? There is a reason actually for everything. There is a reason. There is a backend for everything. For an example, let's say I'm a developer. I'm a developer. This developer joined one organization. He have a good exposure working with Windows. Everyone have a good exposure on anything. Let's say he's something who's coming from Windows. He used to use any kind of a tool to access the code system. Let's say I would say IDE he's using it. It can be Eclipse, it can be Visual Studio Code, it can be IntelliJ, anything. Till now, he have an experience where he's deploying the code base. I hope if you have mm, seen this thing pretty much well. If not, I will show you also. Just wait for a while. I'll show these tools also if you have not seen. This is used for the development purpose. Okay. Now let's say he joined Akamai. Akamai is also a good company in the networking field. Or let's say Cisco. Cisco is telling that Ranjit, we are using everything on Linux. Okay, we does not support operating system over here, Windows. Limitation. They said there's a limitation. Let's assume there is a limitation. You need to set up your code base. You need to set up your code base into the Linux only. I like okay, but how I will access the code? How I will access the code? For an example, let's say before I'll move further, I'll show you the people who have not seen this thing. Just a second. Where were it? This here.
Rajit, one more thing I wanted to ask is on that AWS console, we had created a few instances and did a few things the other class. Can we delete all those and how to delete it? Just wanted.
Yeah, I will show you that part also. Okay, so for example, this is IntelliJ. Just one thing, one of the tools, those people who is completely from the non-technical background or who does not have any idea over that front, or you can keep it, Shubham, as of now. We will keep it. I will show you the how to delete it, but we will stop that instance rather than deleting it.
Okay.
So you can use it further. Now, so this is the code base, like a kind of a like a IDE tool which you can use it. Similarly, we have like Eclipse IDE also, which you can use it, and different things are there. Okay, this is the tools which we can use it to write the code base. Fine. That was the same thing which I was talking about over the window. Now, now, so basically, this is the problem statement where he was telling that okay, Linux is an operating system, you need to set up a code base. Now you have just now seen that okay, in the Windows it is complete UI. How I can do it now in Linux? So Linux is telling that I have some monitor based monitor based package. Okay, monitor based package which you have to configure into a system, which you have to configure into the system. It can be RDP package, it can be desktop package, it can be mate package. Okay, these kind of a different packages available into the Linux. It is not like that okay, you just go yum space install an RDP and your issue is resolved. No, this is not it is going to be happen for you, right? You have to pre configure epel-release epel-release package into your system. Now, if you're seeing the problem statement is telling that okay, Linux have to be deployed within window. Like we don't have anything, and you have to set up the development code base over there. So what my next task will be there? I should be having a Linux box configured completely. This Linux box and this Linux box having RDP or any kind of a desktop enable into this one. Once this part is done, Once this part is done, after that, this should be accessible via port 3389 as well as via port 2022. Both of them it should be accessible. And it will give you a very good graphical user interface. Now, for example, to configure this IDE, I definitely need the software to install it, right? The software IDE, I need it. The software IDE need it, right? Now, this is accessible with Linux also, it is accessible with Windows also. Did I need .exe file to deploy or .ss/tar file? No. Now it is accessible via Windows also. It is accessible via Linux also. Did I need to install Intel IJ, for example? Intel IJ, I want to deploy now in this server. Did I need .exe file or .sh file for this server? What do you think?
Should be SH only, right? It's Linux server.
Yes. The answer is it should be the sh or tar file only, right? Because we have just added a desktop package into our operating system, a desktop package into our operating system, right? The base will remain same as an Linux. Okay. Sorry. And then you should be clustering or running everything on the Linux itself. And why Linux he is using it? Because definitely there are chances that there are some shell scripting commands or Linux commands are there which is quite faster work into the Linux system rather than Windows, right? Preferably to make yourself confident with the Linux side if you want to target some good companies over the FANG side, right? So this is pretty much which you can do it. Okay. Now, now, now there are few points related to Linux which is also very important to know. The first point, which is generally Linux say that Linux is an kernel. Linux is a kernel. It's not an operating system, and we have seen also that it become an operating system when we actually customize with GNU, right? Second point, which is actually important, that Linux is not a Unix derivative. That is also correct. We have not seen it. Unix derivative. It is written something from the scratch. It is written something from the absolutely scratch. From scratch. Pretty much fine. Right? Another thing which Linux say that it is a collection of software, then altogether it become an OS. An OS. Pretty much fine. This is also correct only. Then Linux itself say that it is somehow still open sources are available. You can freely download it, freely use it. Some of them are there, but it does not support by the companies. If you raise any concern, that the open platform you need to raise it. It is secured very much. Why it is secured? Because for Linux, you does not need any virus. Like you does not read any scanner virus, antivirus, you does not require. Antivirus, you does not require it. Right? You need something, you need something only in Windows system. In Windows system. Right? Whereas you never ever heard that okay, in Linux you need any antivirus. We need scans into the Linux, which we will talk. Let's say we need Nessus scan into Linux. We need burp suit scan into Linux. We need 3V scan into Linux. We need Grify scan into Linux. We need scans over there and scan for product validation. not again for the Linux. Product validation. For example, I have any product into the Linux system. I want to scan it, that I can do it via this one using these scanners. Okay. Another part, it is very light in weight. It is very light in weight. What do you mean by light in weight? It means if I am taking 4 GB storage, it only occupied that much. Where if you need Windows, if you are telling 15 GB, out of 15 GB, 12 GB only in the installation it will went, right? It is heavily. Another point that it can be work multiple users can work together and multiple tasks can work together. What exactly it means? For an example, I have a Linux server 10.41.37.92, and it have a credentials called root slash Ranjit. In this box, what I did, I created one server. In box, I created a few folders. Okay, folders, let's say OPT. I will talk about this folder in directory structures also. OPT, temp, swap, root, ENX, different type of I have made it. OPT I have given to Shubham, temp to Tejas, Megha, Swati, and many people. And everyone can work to this server all together. All together. But it is not possible in Windows. It is not possible in Windows. The major problem with Windows is like, for example, if one person have taken an RDP, let's say RDP have taken, for example, Megha is taking the RDP. She started working over this one. If, for example, there is RDP taken by Swati again, she might be able to take the RDP, but what will happen? She is able to see what exactly Megha is doing. Both of the things she is able to do. Both of the way it is showing the same thing. This actually happen in cloud. You can see, you can try it also in AWS cloud. In VMware, it directly disconnect for one person. But if it is Megha working, it will work for Megha only. If it is Swati working, it is working for Swati only in Windows. That challenge is there, right? Then, then you might have a definitely one more question that we from the school days, we from the college days, we from everywhere, like whatever we have learned about only Windows. And in 3 tier colleges, wherever from where we have graduated, generally colleges does not talked about Linux in detail. They just talked about, okay, this is the history, that is the thing, that's all. When you come to interested, then you get to know, okay, Linux is also something. But if everything is window compatible, everything is Windows is that much, then why companies is not using it? Why companies is not using it efficiently? Why they want to be stuck onto the another operating system to use it? Reason because Windows is license-based product. License-based product, which you have to purchase a license. If I have give everything on Windows only, for me the worst challenge is to accumulate the cost itself, codes itself, and you never find the heavy products when you work into the enterprise. Any heavy products into the enterprise section, you never find they are working on in Windows. Very less time they will work. We barely touch Windows, barely. I think from my last 10 years in my career, I barely touch Windows, completely on Linux. The reason why? Because from all the different companies, everyone is having the Linux as a base operating system where they are doing it. Right? You can do everything. Your development you can do on Linux. Your code base you can do on Linux. Your this part you can do it Linux. Everything you can access browser on Linux. Everything you can perform on the Linux itself. That is possible. Clear this part? Now there is another important thing. Another important thing is architecture, architecture of Linux, architecture of Linux, and we will categorize into two parts. I feel this Skype is quite better with respect to this call and all. Like without disturbance, it is going well because I'm using for the first time this Skype. Thanks for the recommendation. I think Shubham, you only recommend, right? So I thought to use it. It is going pretty much fine. Okay, so let's understand Windows and this is your Linux. Let's understand this one. What exactly Windows say? Windows, how Windows is interacting. Actually, Windows also having a command line. Okay, we have CMD command line. We have PowerShell. Both of them is there. CMD line and PowerShell. Both of them is there. Now, what exactly they have? They are telling that okay, I maintain this hardware. First part, hardware means my CPU, RAM, storage. On top of it, I'm having my operating system. This is Windows. On top of it, I'm having the shell, having shell, and on top of it, I'm having user, which is on top of it is user. Okay, and how this complete flow will work? What will happen? User will interact with the shell. Okay, user will interact with shell. Shell then will interact with operating system, and then operating system will interact with the hardware. Okay, that way whole flow, the request will go 1, 2, and 3, and the output will display, and the output will display, right? So in the Windows system, hardware will there, then operating system is there. Remember this word, operating system is in there in Windows, then shell, and then user is interact, right? And that way we will getting the output on the UI. UI is display. But how in Linux then it is going to be happen? In Linux, what will happen? Again, in Linux, we have the first part it as hardware, same. After that, we have here is kernel. Kernel. Once kernel is done, then we have again shell, shell. And on top of it, we will be having the called user, user. Again, the same flow. User will request to shell, shell respect to kernel, kernel will respect to hardware, hardware will go kernel, shell, and user. And this way, the display will come over here. Display come over here. So these many processes actually happen into the form of Linux as well as the Windows. This is Windows process where operating system came into the picture, and Linux having kernel into the picture, right? That with this whole flow actually run it, actually run it, right? And they maintain a file system hierarchy. They maintain a file system hierarchy. What is the file system hierarchy they maintain? For example, for an example, they have this Windows, okay, and they have this Linux, Windows and Linux. Windows say C colon slash. They actually use backward slash, backward slash. See, in a general word, in a general terminologies, these things look very small, very small. But same thing, if you went into the code part, it is the most hectic thing to handle. Most hectic thing to handle. Think of if your every code is running on Linux and you set up the code base on Windows, your first challenge is to fix this slash part only, to the scratch part itself. Every small things which you will see it will somewhere become very big when you start doing the multiple components in this form. Like main part is like how you are using it, anything. Okay, that is the important part. You need to understand it. Okay, so for example, in Windows, it is using C slash the backward slash. In Linux, we use the forward slash. Always remember forward slash. I will show you also where. Okay, now in Windows, it maintains a drive level system. Drives first, it is like a program files drive. For example, program files, users, program files x86, and then some perf files. For example, I'm talking about the C drive as of now, right? So this is one part. But what is Linux maintain? Linux maintain, let's say Linux say I am having root in my directory, I am having home in my directory, I am having boot in my directory, I am having etc in my directory, I am having user in my directory, I am having bin in my directory. Basically, we call them as tree structured. Tree structure into Linux. Tree structure into the Linux. This is the file system hierarchy. First, what we have seen the architecture, how the response and request it will go and make a display on you. Then what happened? It will create a file system hierarchy into your server. Everything is very important into the Linux. And that thing you will understand when you actually work on a real-time project based on Linux, based on cloud. Everything is sorry, everything is interdependent wherever you need it. For an example, let's say when I say home, when I say home, what exactly it means? It is a home directory for the users, for the non-root users. Okay, non-root users. What is non-root user and root user? Root user is something who is actually logged in as root user itself, which is you are getting logged in. A non-root user is someone who is not a with full permission. For example, your EC2 hyphen user. Okay. Then slash root. It come with the home directory. We can customize also. These all things is customizable, not in Linux, not in AWS, but with the operating system we can do it. We're using the VMware for root users. Then you have slash bin. It basically contains commands of all the users. Commands of all users. Okay. Then you have sbin also. Sbin. It contain command. It contain command only used by root user. Root user. Right. This is part. Then we have etc also in Linux, which contains all configuration file. All configuration files. That is also there. Pretty much fine. Then we have slash opt, going to use very efficiently. It is an optional application software packages. Application software packages. And then we have dev /dev, where all the essential device files is available. Device file is available there. Then we have a post also in this one in Linux. What exactly it means? It means post on self-test while running the boot. while running boot. So there are different type of structures they maintain. Like in Windows, we know C drive, D drive, E drive, but Linux maintain home user, root directory, bin directory, sbin directory, and etc, opt, and dev, and post. Right? So these kind of things they actually maintain it. Right? They simply say that okay, we will follow a directory structure. If I am someone here who is selling slash root is a directory, then I will say home slash slash sing is a directory. Under that also again I'll make a directory called Ranjit, called test directory. Okay, and these all are followed by sbin commands of action, because it is passing by whom? It is passing by the user. And who is the user? We are the user who is actually producing so many things into this one. So many things into this pretty much thing. Fine, pretty much fine on this area. Pretty much clear on that particular thing. Right? So this is something which is related to make you understand what exactly we have related to the Linux part, whenever how the history initiated, from where we have started, from where we have came in, and what all things you can do with respect to the Linux itself. Right? That is the same thing you can do, understand, and do it from the initiation to till to the architecture level. What all things we can do into the Linux part. Now let's see something over the screen itself. Now let's say something over the screen itself, over the component called your this one. Okay, and this is the part EC2 instance. I hope my cloud screen is visible, right, everyone? Fine. Okay. For example, let's say there is a query by Shubham. Like, okay, how we can stop or terminate or this instance. You just need to select whatever instance you have, click on instance state, and click on terminate. Terminate, once you do terminate, there is no way to revert it back. Okay, there is no way to revert it back those instances. For example, you want to like keep them with you, so you can stop that instances, that you can do it. But if you, for example, you don't need it, you are not doing any practice, so you can better to terminate those instances. So it will basically close everything over the screen. Okay.
I don't see that.
Parameter.
Yeah, the one that is said to select. I see actions.
Instant state you are seeing. Instant state.
Instant state.
Yes. See over there.
No, uh, your VPCs, when I select the VPC, it does
Okay.
not say.
It's not for VPC. It is for the EC2 instances. For example, if you want to delete VPC, first this is the EC2 instances. Delete EC2 instances. Is that deleted or terminated? Hmm.
It's running. Yeah, okay, I see that now. Got it. Yeah, that one
Fine, right?
instance state. Yeah, terminate instance. Okay. So I can terminate or should I keep it?
You can terminate. You can deploy it one
Oh,
more time. At
okay.
least having a practice again and again. As of
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
make a habit only to delete it only for a time being.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Now, for example, you want to delete VPC also. Let's see. I'm deleting my own, which is there. So what exactly I will be doing it? I will be coming to my VPC section, and there will be many things actually you have to delete it. For example, in your EC2 instance, if you see if you see over here, there are number of security groups created. Number of 11 security groups are there. Okay, these many security groups have been created, or let's say my VPC. I'll show you. So this is my VPC, and if I'll show your VPC, and this is Ranjit custom VPC, and this is resource map. So this having one VPC and different subnets are associated with it. These are public web subnet, private subnet for databases, then public subnets and private subnets for this one. And route tables I have used it, and then the internet gateways, whatever have been associated. So for example, if you want to delete, you just need to select the VPC actions, and then you can just delete that VPC. Once VPC is deleted, either it can showcase that okay, in one shot you can delete it. If not deleting, you can go to the subnets, you can select one by one. Whatever the custom VPCs is there, you can just delete it with this particular thing. Okay, same way for the route tables, whatever you have created, and same way for the internet gateways. Fine, I have not shown you
Yes,
guys
so
an
to do
elastic.
each service and delete, there's no, like, in one shot we cannot delete all.
No, generally in one shot it doesn't delete it. If it is not deleted, you need to following over the UI and go one by one to delete that actions. Okay. So once that will be done, it will clear it out. I have not shown anyone as of now the elastic IP this part. You can actually create. You just need to click on allocate elastic IP address. What it will do, it will just create one elastic IP. Okay. Once the IP is got created, it will need to add with your EC2 instance or with your whatever service you want to do it. Okay. Basically, this allocation of IP address is used in the time of NAT gateway configuration. Okay. And it will actually add a huge cost for every day. It is very costly service into AWS. Okay. So it only need, I will just I will give you the process steps, what exactly you need to do it, how you can do it. If in case you are planning to use it, just click on allocate elastic IP address and just create it. That's all. Fine. That is one thing. Now come back to your EC2 instances. There is something called key pairs is also there, which you have created maybe multiple times you have created. If you don't need it, just select all of them, and in a single shot you can delete all of the key pairs. It is not required. For example, you don't need it for a longer time. You can just clean this one, this also. Check, delete, and just type in delete. You can delete these all key pairs also, because we might not needing this one. If instance is deleted, then there is no use to use it. Similarly, way what will happen, come to EC2 instance part, then you will see some sections, security groups. For example, you want to use it security groups, which all you can keep it as, which all you not need it, you can delete it. For example, I need this security group, so it will be there. Now there is called, yeah, pretty much clear. So this is your dashboard. It should be reduce it, and here your usage will be showing it. Keep going it. What all things you have using it. Okay, so follow your these services to make a practice. Once that part is done, just delete it, so you won't end up with any kind of a charges and all. Fine. Now let's say what we want to do it. We want to deploy one EC2 instance again, and that is on the system. So as of now, I have terminated. I'll just create one more EC2 instance over here. I'll just say, let's say Linux component. Okay. I want it to be Amazon Linux only, or okay, I take Red Hat this time. Let's say to try something on the Red Hat itself only. And the version it is taking something 9. From here also you can see what all versions are there by clicking this one. Fine. Then t2.micro. I'll create a key pair, and key pair is like Red Hat key, and create a key pair. Fine. Then I will be choosing the network settings. As of now, I want only default. I don't want to choose any other thing. And subnet, I will be using 1A, and the IP is auto-stable IP. I'll just create the security group because I have deleted most of them. So I'll just create it. Let's say latest security group. Anything you can give it. And description. This should allow me to access the SSH, and I don't want default rules. I will add it my own. Storage is 10 GB, whatever it is, and this is pretty much fine. I have chosen operating system and all those things. One more thing is there. For an example, sometime what happen you when you developing any project. So what will happen by mistaken, because we are so habitual to clicking on terminate instances, we unintentionally click on terminate instance, and whatever project you have built it upon that EC2 instance, instead of stop, you have deleted. That is very painful. It will happen sometimes when you are going to do that. So whenever you start building any projects, always use this advanced parameter termination protection enable. What will it will do, whenever you will go and click on terminate protection, it will protect you not to delete it. Not to delete, it will give you a message that termination protection is enabled. Are you for sure agreed that you want to delete it? Okay, so this is also, and this actually used in your in real-time environments. Whenever we work on our real-time projects, at that time we will be using it, right? So always make a habit to use termination protection also whenever you are using the project building. At that time it will going to be happen. Okay, because that is the thing you will be seeing it. Because for example, RNG, like when I will be giving you starting uh, the this one kind of the projects. So at that time you will have to be follow these kind of structures in these all components. Okay, what exactly GitHub, as of now you no need to worry. Just I'm showcasing that you need to follow this approach pretty much in this way. Fine. Now what I did, I just did everything, and I'll just click on launch instance, following the same structure which we have seen in the last classes, and then just go to the part. Okay, again the initialization will be starting with respect to this one. Coming back to the question which Swati asked, yeah, Swati asked in the beginning of this one, that okay, she is able to connect to the instance without this particular thing. Generally it won't happen. If you want to connect to the session manager, it always to be having a IAM profile to be created. Once IAM profile is to created, then only you can able to connect it via session manager. Then only it will be available. For example, if I'll go over here, for me it should not showcase this one. In the always remember, as you most of people are experienced, for you guys very important this thing, session manager only you are going to use into the Terraform. Remember, mark my words. You will not going to use EC2 instance. You are not going to use keys. You are not going to use SSH client. You don't going to use it EC2 serial console. The only approach you need to define into your development of session manager, for an example, that you will be using in Terraform if you are doing the deployment. Okay, and that deployment only can occur once you start doing the project building it up. First, you need to be clear, be proactive with your cloud shells. Whatever I have given the last project into the last weekend to ask him that okay, try to deploy something on the using of the cloud shell itself. All right. So try to perform these all things to make more confident over that area. Or else if you just see it as a service, then you find that okay, it is very straightforward, but in reality it is not a straightforward, right? The more you will enhance yourself while running that projects, then only you will see okay, this is the things actually is quite different and difficult. So please complete those projects also which is there discussed and given into the pipeline. Now coming back to here, let's say Linux component, and my box is ready. I know that okay, it won't connect because it is I have not associated with any IAM user role. and this is the instance connected, right? For an example, let's say if I want to associate this one with an IAM role also. So I have shown on that day also some of the part got connected. More security, modify IAM rule, I can do it. And I can choose an IAM role. Let's say I have created one rule. Ranjit EC2 IAM. I have shown you on that day how to create this one. So click on update IAM rule. Okay. So once IAM role have been created, it will take generally some time to showcase this one. Yeah, it generally takes some time, 5-10 minutes to reflect that okay, which role you have connected over this particular thing. As of now, it's not connected, pretty much fine, not an issue. Let it come in being. Meantime, we will connect our this one. Okay, let's say I'm using Bitwise SSH client, and this is my Bitwise. Reset the profile. I don't want it. What I did, enter the host username. I just checked EC2 hyphen user. EC2 hyphen user. Okay, what is the port? Port is 22. Fine. Initial method, because I have a key, so I will be using public key. Pretty much fine. What I need to do, I need to go to client key manager. I don't want the existing one. I removed it. Okay. I need to import, not to generate new. So I will import. I will take redhat key.pem file and open. And what is saying? Location is global one. From here only it is taking the value of global one. Okay. If in case you are confused that okay, from where it is global one showing, so here it is. Global one import. So global one RSA 2040, whatever the size of the file, and this file is done and close. Under this one client key, I will find the same file global one. Done. Pretty much fine. Okay, and then click on login. When everything is fine, it should connect. Okay, now it is not connecting. What we have missed it over here, we have missed the security group. We have missed the security group. So what where we will need to go it, we need to click on security, okay, and need to go to the security group, okay. And what I will do, I will just click on edit inbound rules, okay, and let's click on add rule. Let's click on add rule, and then what I will do, I'll try this thing today with my IP itself rather than anywhere. What is my chicken IP? I will see chicken IP. Chicken IP which can detect my IP. So my IP is 49.207.233.299, which is actually connected with the server. Okay, one more thing. I don't know whether I have discussed with you guys or not. I think I have not discussed with you guys. There is recently there is one student from my batch who was 15 years of experience, or he have given an interview in Volvo. Okay, and he got a kind of a kind of problem statement where he need to display, where he need to create an application. Okay, he need to create an application where he need to print welcome 2024. Okay, and yeah, this I think I have discussed in the regular batch. And welcome 2024, and he need to print the user agent info. Okay, basically that Java logic he have to written. Okay, and he have to create that application. When I say application, it means it should be run as a tool itself, a jar tool. Okay, for example, for the people. Okay, so find what he did, that he was able to print welcome 24. Then he was quite confused that okay, what exactly that user agent info. User agent info, for example, I am running something on my browser, it is actually printing with this output, Mozilla 5 and Windows NT, and this is the parameter which it is picking by this one, user agent info. So actually this thing he want to achieve it within form of application, right? So I will drop that question to you guys also to have a look how in a real time industry what is exactly the what is the problem statement. That one single problem statement have been the complete DevOps available into that one, and it is not something like a very small problem. It will actually take you a good time to build up. Okay, so this is IP address. We talk it. Okay, and now what I'll do, I'll go to here. I'll just choose the parameter called SSH because I know this is my Linux protocol TCP port range is 22, and I'll choose my IP. It picked up the same one, whatever I have defined over, whatever I have got it over here, and let's say save rules. Going back again and then again trying to log in. Let's see. Yeah, it picked up and it is picked up for the connection, and I'll say accept and save. Once everything is fine, it is able to get the connection. Now what we did, we moved out from 000. Earlier, if same thing, I have given an EC2 instance, for example, if I have given my IP and key to you guys, you can able to perform the action. You can able to access the EC2 instance. But if I'll give now to you guys that okay, use it, you won't be able to access it. Why? Because your IP is not added over here. Your IP is not over here, and this is the play around of inbound rule, which you need to also play and understand. That is the reason I have talked about that terminate, reconnect your Wi-Fi with mobile network and all, and then only can see it. Right? For an example, if I'll just ask you to access this one. Let's see this scenario one time to make you more clear also. For an example, Shubham, can you try once accessing this one? Just access it, this from your place.
Yeah, 13.233.89.
Yeah, I dropped into the chat. I dropped the key also to you. Both of them is there. Just try this one. And the user is EC2-user. Okay, use this key and see that whether you are able to access or not. Rest also can try. Mega Swati, you also can try.
It's trying. It's just trying, it's not giving any error rate. Oh, okay, site can't be reached.
Yeah, it is not connecting, right? Now just go to the browser and just check your IP. What is your IP? This one you can use it and just check what's your IP and drop that IP into the chat once.
Okay. That is my
152. Yours is 152.13.101, which is yours. You're given two IPs actually.
uh, mine is 101.0.63.92.
Okay, then who's this one? 152. This is yours, huh?
Rajit, it's mine. It's mine.
Mine. Which one? Swati or Mega?
Shwati. Yes, yes, Shwati.
010.63.92. Shum, try now. Try now. Accessing it.
Yeah, it's still searching. Still says site can't be reached. 13.233, that would read.
It is 13.2. Yes, this is actually
233.46.
13.233.89.46. It is the one.
Yeah, it still cannot.
Okay, no worries. It is not connecting. It's fine. This one I'll let you delete. Now try.
Still trying.
No worries. If it is not working, also not an issue.
Mm, no.
Ah, because it is not working because it is connecting over here. Look like without adding this one, it is saved into this security group. But yeah, actually, it will. What happened? It is because I have already connected and it is not releasing. That is the reason it is not connecting. Fine. Generally, this is the process only, but you have to use it in your IP components. Okay, you can customize and play around it. Okay, and you can just change it with my IP for a time being because it is already picked up mine only. I have one protocol type SSH. That's the reason look like it is not allowing to change it, but it is achievable. It can be able to do it. Okay. So now coming back to this one, for example, this is the EC2 instance which we're having over here. It is having over here. Let's say this particular component cd slash change it to sudo space for the new terminal console. Okay, so this is the first UI which you have already seen on the last day, and the same way I have just exited this one. Okay, now for the first time, if you have noticed, it is an a non-root user, EC2 hyphen user. Exactly to change it from to the root user, what exactly you will be using sudo space su command, sudo space su command, sudo with the root privileges, su is the super user. I have changed it. Pretty much fine. The first part, what you have to do it for an example. Now, if I again back to EC2 user, I can again get to EC2 user, enter. Okay, I again back to the non-root user. Now from here, I again want to go to root, su root. What happened? It started asking me the password. But where is the password? We don't know where is the password. We are not clear also. Then how I can go it without password? If I can enter it, it will just show me that it is a wrong password or something like that. Authentication failure happened, right? If something is happened, I can not do it. Now how I can go to root also? One way I can just type exit. It will came me out and come back it. But I don't want this scenario. I don't want this scenario. I want to be in a format way. So what I will do, I will first write again. I just came it as exit and clear. First part of my job role is I will be creating a password. Password, enter. Password is let's say novel at the rate 123, enter. Novel at the rate 123, enter. So now what happened? I have created a password. Same thing now I will do ec2 hyphen user again, enter. Again I came as non-root user. Again I'll try to root. Now again I'll give the password novel at the rate 123 and access into the system, access into the cluster, right? That way I can do accessing of the root user creations and password modifications. Pretty much fine. Now, after logging to the system, my first part is to check whether I have used a right operating system or not. Okay, I have used the right operating system or not. So what exactly I will do? Cat slash etc slash Red Hat release, for example. I have a file again cat slash etc extra configuration files. Under this, I'll just press R and I'll just press tab. Simple word R and then tab, whatever I need it. The people who completely new to the Linux, I have just pressed tab and press tab. Okay, to see the further things. So for example, this is Red Hat. I want to see it. So this is Red Hat release. I'll say Red Hat Red Hat Linux release 9.3 plus some version it is there. Can I see only with this way or any other way is there? The answer is with the other way also I can do cat slash etc os hyphen release. It is an operating system, so I want related to operating system, print me something. So it will give more details that okay, this is the version 9.3, this is the version red.3, this is the version, this one thing. Pretty much fine. This is actually helping me to get the details. Now, now for example, now for an example, I want to install any service. Install any service. How to create a file, how to do a file. We will go one by one. But I just want to talk about something which is very regular in the industry, which you will find also after joining it. Okay. Now, for example, I want to access this server on the browser. Anything on the browser. Or before that also, let's say there is a concept, very important concept into the technology called firewall. Okay, when you're working into the office network, you are actually behind the firewall. There is a layer to protect you. There is a layer to protect you. What exactly it means? For an example, if something is running here, let's say I have installed WhatsApp over here in this system. WhatsApp's in the Linux box. Okay, here you will find that it is running absolutely good. Running absolutely good. But you have enabled something related to the browser also. But whenever you are going to run browser, at that time it is showing me this site is not reachable. This site is not reachable. What exactly it means? It means that the firewall have been enabled. The firewall have been enabled on your Linux system. I will show you with an example. Let's say, make it clear. I just type systemctl space status firewall t, enter. Okay, service itself not available. So let's say I don't have this service enabled. What I will do, yum space install space firewall t. Let's see if this naming is available or not. Okay, it is available and it is trying to install it to the ThinkPad. Okay, you might have noticed one more line over here. This system is not registered with an entitlement server and you can use subscription manager to register. This is one of the most common thing with the Red Hat. If you want to use Red Hat with a full-fledged, you need to use a complete subscription manager to register it. Okay, you have to create an account into the register portal and then you have to get the details. I will show you also how you can do it. For example, as of now, let's see this part. Is this okay? It is asking, yes, is this okay? Now, what exactly it did? It installed something related to file. Okay, file. Now I'll just do clear, pretty much fine, clear. Now I again run the command systemctl space status space firewall d, enter. What exactly it is showing that? It is telling that active, inactive, dead. Active, inactive, dead. But I want this thing to be enabled because I want to protect myself. I want to protect myself. I don't want to do anything over there into the browser. I don't want to go it over the browser as of now. So what I will do systemctl start firewall d, start firewall d, and again I'll just run the command systemctl space status space firewall d. What exactly now it is showing? It is showing it is an active running state. Your system is in protected with the firewall. Now, how to test it? You have installed firewall, but how to test it? How you will get to know? For an example, let's say I want to make this server a Apache server, HTTP based server. I want to install it. So what I will do yum space install space httpd. And so what is going to do it? It is going to install an Apache server on this box. Like okay, press enter and yes. And enter and yes. Okay, so what it will do? It have actually installed all of the servers related to your whatever the servers of your HTTP part. It have actually install it and configure into your Linux particular box. Okay, Linux particular box it have been installed. Now for an example, now I want to start this particular service. I want to start particular this service. So what is again a command? Service httpd, and I'll say start. I've installed it. Let's say first check the status. The status, what it is showing? It is showing again inactive dead. Pretty much fine. Inactive dead. I want to start this service. So what I'll do? I'll do service httpd, and then I will say start. What is directly telling? Redirecting to the bin system CTL start httpd service is running. Again, now just run it again. A command status. Status. Because I have already started this service. First status was there. Then I check. Then I click on command start. What directly is showing? It is telling that active and running. Now, if it is active and running, then definitely it should showcase on Google also, over here also. So what I'll do, I'll just come over here. I'll come to EC2 instances. I'll take it the IP. I come to the details. Take an IP. Over here, I'll just type Control V, enter. Control V, enter. It should throw me an error that this site is not reachable or something like that. This site should not be reachable or thought, because right now what exactly it is happening, we have the firewalls enabled but service is running. One more thing, what you have to do it into this one, because we have using this particular rule. So let's add it a rule also for HTTP. Let's say my IP, and I wanted to save the rules. Rules. So what happened? HTTP will listen on the port range 80. Okay. So for example, I have did this part also. Port also added. Still not working. I come to over here again, and again I again checked what all things are running. I'll say system CTL status is firewall D. Okay, system CTL space status firewall D. It is running. Service HTTPD status running. If everything is running, then why I'm not able to access it? Because I have now blocked my system within firewall protection, stating that until and unless this is active, nothing is going to be showcased. Then what it is going to do? Let's try to see whether if after stopping it is working or not. I have done stop firewall D. Stop firewall D, and now see the status. Enter. It is inactive in dead. The firewall is inactive and dead. Okay, and let's see what is the service of my firewall, my Apache. It is running actively. Let's say this is the browser. Let's say this is the browser. Test page for HTTP servers is accessible. So always remember, whenever you are working with a UI based application in an organization, you should be always have the firewall understanding very well. Within cloud also, your firewall understanding should be very well, that whether any services is running or not, or anything is going down or not. Pretty much clear this part, everyone, right?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
now now just see one thing. Now what exactly I'm doing it, as of now, see my HTTP status is running fine. Now my firewall is stopped. Remember this thing. What is the right state right now? Firewall is stopped, inactive, and HTTP status is running fine. I just type a command, a reboot. I will just type a command, reboot, means restart my server. Enter. The server got disconnected, and over here it will start giving me a message, right? A very good part of Bitwise is that it actually detect your cluster very well. It read your cluster very well, and it understand that okay, what exactly is going on, whether it's in mobile some in mremote ng, it is not actually do in a similar form. It actually see the server side. That is the best part of bitwise, and as an there's the reason it called it as an advanced tool in the form of accessing the clouds matrices. Okay, and anything which can give you a logs, it is advanced only, because that will help you to understand wherever the things are running is correctly or not. So if you see over here also, it is trying to connect again this session and all, and pretty much it is going on in this environment. It will take some time, and finally it got connected. Authorization have been connected. What will happen? Let me disconnect this part, and over here I'll just click again new terminal console. Fine. What I'll do, I'll just change it to sudo su. Here. I have just reboot the system. Rebooted the system. I just go back again to the cloud. I'll just do one thing. I'll just reload this one. I just reload this one. I have not changed any configuration. I have not changed anything. But again, a same problem I'm seeing it. Again, I'm seeing the same problem. Which was I was seeing it with the beginning, right? With the beginning. Again, site can't reachable. What happened? I have not changed anything. No modification is not done. Then what happened? The major thing happened is that after reboot, what will happen? Some services automatically start and some services automatically stop. That thing actually happened with the servers. What exactly it will? If I'll just type system ctl status space firewall will be enter. What happened? Now it is in running state, but I have disabled this one. Similarly way, if I'll just run service httpd status enter, it is in inactive state, which I have left as a start, right? So whenever you are performing a hard reboot, it's like a few services are, it actually a kind of a stand alone based installation as an a service based installation. Means when I open my Windows box, like say when I open my system, what is going to happen in that front, at that time front, it will automatically start scanning my system. Right? Okay, if something is running over there into the back end, it is running, right? If that same thing is not going into the cluster, and if it is not going into the cluster, then what will happen? It will automatically disable it. All right. So what exactly I'm saying right now, that my firewall is started again. Okay, and my HTTP server is stopped. So what I will do? I will do service again HTTPD, and I will start it again. Okay, it again and again check the command status. It run again. It ran again, but still it does not guarantee me that okay, you can again relaunch it. You can again relaunch it, because again why? I have a firewall enabled on my cluster, due to which it is telling me that you cannot reach to the server. Once I disabled it, once I disabled it, then stop firewall D. Then stop firewall D. Press enter. And again, just check the here coming over here and just say status firewall D, enter, press down, and this is just reload it again, and the page is visible to you. All right, this is an example with the firewall with the service to understand it. But now you have a question in your mind that Ranjit, is this thing is every time we need to do it, everything we need to perform it? The answer is quite difficult. The answer is quite confusing also, that with respect to firewall you have to do it, but with respect to service you can pretty much do it. Pretty much do it. What exactly it means? What exactly it means over here? Like for example, I don't want my service to run again and again. I don't want my service run again and again. For example, whenever system reboot, whenever any patch update happen, I should just start using it. I should just start using it. So what exactly it means? I should just say check config check config, and start the service. For an example, let's say check config state httpd space on, enter. What exactly it will do? Earlier, what was happening, whenever I am switching off my server, reboot happening, this service was going completely down, completely down. It was not running at all. Now, what will happen every time now when reboot happen, this will automatically start. So now if you see the status service httpd and status running. Last time what happened when we rebooted it again, and what happened? It was stopped. The service was stopped. Now let's see again run a command reboot and see what exactly going to be happen with this instance. What is going to be happen with this instance and what is going to be happen with the firewall. Again go back to your this part and see what exactly running over here. Again it tried to continue connect to the SSH server sessions and it will keep connecting it. And it will actually do with, for example, any of the application. It can be a bank application, it can be a like enterprise application, it can be any finance based application, any application. It will go and follow the similar approach into this particular components whenever we will do it, right? So let's say SSH connection, automatic reconnection after attempt schedule. Okay, so it keep writing me a message that okay, you are connected, fine. Now again go back to the terminal console and just change yourself to sudo su. Okay, clear. Fine. Now I think my HTTPD service should be into stop state because we have rebooted it. But let's see what it exactly it is showing. It is showing me active running. It is showing me active running because I have used a command check config httpd space service on. Even though if server will stop and reboot, automatically you can start the link once the server entered. Okay, and system ctl space status space firewall d, this is also running it, right? But again, major problem. Again, if I'll go over here, I won't see this part. Again, it will be disabled. So for that, basically what I will do, I will be, because it is a security purpose, they have given it. So you need to systemctl stop firewall D, enter and do this one. And it is automatically reloaded over here, right? That is one example how service and firewall actually work. Service, Apache is one service. It can be multiple service according to your products. Whatever product can be installed either in a form of service or either in a form of standalone in Linux. Always remember these are the two ways actually. In Windows also we generally deploy a product in a form of service or in a form of standalone. That way generally these products have been deployed and configured, right? This is the approachable approach which we do it, right? Clear to everyone this part till this part, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. In the
Yes,
beginning
sir.
of one thing which I missed to say, that once you log in into the server, there is one more command called ifconfig. If not ifconfig, sorry, it is ipconfig. Cool. That does not have ifconfig in this one, so you can have I think IP. Huh. Okay. They have IPA, so you have to understand multiple type of way to know. Okay, multiple approaches. Like I have tried ifconfig, I have tried ipconfig, and then I have tried ip-a. This is actually to get to know your IP with respect to your box, what exactly your IP having in this one. So you will always get this IP in the internal IP of your server in the form of AWS. In normal VMware, you will be having this one. So ifconfig, ipconfig, IP-a, IP addresses. This will actually detect your IP of the server and do it. So always after accessing into the servers, always make a practice to check your IP first, whether you are deploying a product on the right server or not, or by mistaken you have chosen the different box itself, right? Another parameter which you can check it, that is your host name. To clear the screen, just type clear and then host name hyphen f, host name hyphen f. It will give you a detail related to this one, right? Fine. So this actually related to some of the initial stage of Linux where you should be knowing it, how these all service and firewall have played. Now tomorrow we will be seeing creation of files, how we can do it. Once creation of file done, then what all the permissions we have to grant to the files, then how to the files you can change without getting into the file. Sed commands, we will see sed commands itself, we will see file commands, how can see how grep is working, how port listening happen, how if already some ports are running, how to disable the services, what all processes is running into the environment, how you can segregate. For example, your start stop is not working at all, how that you can think. So these kind of things we will see into the tomorrow session, complete practical session again, and where you will be following the complete components one by one, which you will be understanding it, right? So this is something pretty much about for the Linux initial part, where you understand the architectural part, where you understand the formulation, how it has been started, and what is a kernel, what is an operating system, and what all things we have available over this one. Right. Anyone have any doubts over here? Any doubt from the yesterday class? Anyone having any small doubt also is fine, not an issue.
No,
Because
sir.
now sooner
No.
you will be for like moving into the the structures, whatever we are going to create it. Okay, so you should be having a clear cut doubt, clear cut solution in your mind. Okay, whenever we are like talking about anything, right? Fine. Then let me share my screen. Okay. Let me know once you start seeing the screen. Teachers, you are understanding, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anytime you feel any issue, just let me know. Okay. I'm trying to go very slow. I'm not going like the way I should go. But yeah, just considering you also into this batch, like I'm trying very slow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine. So now what exactly we are going to do it? We just want one more instance. Generally, I terminate the instances. Okay, because of the course, whatever is getting involved, right? And it keep adding a cost unnecessary. So whenever you are doing the practice, try to delete it. Okay, and have anyone tried the this one related to the Cloud Shell project? Anyone tried?
No,
Yet
sir.
or
I got the document in the
hmm,
site itself. I'll be trying today or tomorrow.
okay, sure, Mega, try that one. Once you have that clarity, after that, what is going to be happen? You will be having a good clarity whenever in the future you will start understanding Terraform. Okay. Once you have that idea in your mind, okay, how Cloud Shell is working, how command line is working, then you will be like very pretty much confident related to Terraform and the modules creation, how we can pass the variables, how these all components can be look as an infrastructure, as a code. So that understanding will be easier for you. Okay, going forward, as per I think 5 or 6 years of experience you have also, right? So for you, definitely the project will into in such formats only.
Okay.
Fine.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to the cloud again and creating a, I would say, a Linux server. The image will remain same. instance type micro, and creating a new pair. Let's say Linux new server. New server, click on create key pair, and as of now, I'm choosing the value as default only. Okay, preference is 1A, 1A, and the IP is enabled. Select security group. I'm just taking as of now default one. I'm not customizing anything. Okay, the rest of the thing is default as you already know. Click on launch instances. So what exactly we are going to talk about today many things are there actually which can actually will help you for your experience base also. People who are in 5+ of years experience also, that also will get the same question, and the rest of the also will get the same questions. Okay, what exactly we will be talking about? We will be talking about how we can create a certificates using the Linux commands, whatever the SSH commands, keygen commands, how we can do it. Then we will be seeing some sed commands, how you can convert the files. Then we will see what all the monitoring commands that is going to be covered today's lecture. That we will be seeing creations of file. Then we will see how timestamps work, then VI editors, and these all things we will be covering for the today's lecture. If time permits, then we will initiate our Git class also today, and to see how Git and GitHub is actually working into the technical scenarios. Okay,
Yes. Ranjit, I have one query.
go ahead.
Yes, I have 5+ year of experience.
Hmm.
I have query like I will go for fresher or experience like that in cloud engineer, like
You are 5 years of experience in which domain
technical support,
and in
storage,
technical support and okay, what is the domain you are talking about?
infrastructure, IT support. I am working
You are working with any
infrastructure
storage
support.
boxes? You are working with any
Yes,
storage
yes,
boxes?
yes, yes.
Which organization you are working in?
HCL.
Okay, completely fine. You are in a storage domain, and I think, and might be your designation is, what is your designation there over?
Uh, they mentioned a specialist.
Okay, no worries. Anyhow, you can able to modulate with the same experience, whatever you're having. Okay,
Okay,
there is no hard and fast rule that you can go only with the fresher. It is not required. You can just say that you are working with the cloud from last 5 years of experience over there. Okay, but you
okay,
have to present correctly that
okay,
whatever the skill set you know, right? For an
okay.
example, that in infrastructure also you are working on cloud, like you migrated into the cloud some of the parts, and then you started like like your team or your project started moving towards AWS cloud or Azure cloud, right? You started using some DevOps skill set over there in your project only, right? The person who are from the technical support, they can even, because you are technically you are in a technical background, not in a non-technical background, right? So
Yeah,
pretty much,
technical background.
yeah, so pretty much it can, you can showcase over them that okay, we started in
Okay,
this particular thing. You no need to go as a fresher. If you go as a fresher, then it is completely waste of that 5 years of experience unnecessarily.
yes, yes,
That is
yes, yes.
that is not the recommendation. You should go with the experience, stating that okay, I was having this much of experience, okay, and we were doing this all stuff. It is not about that you are only working on this infrastructure, right?
Okay, yes, yes.
So you have to like tell them in such a way. Fine.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Thanks, Ranjit.
Yeah. Tejas, can you rejoin? Your window is flickering again and again to me on my Skype. Can you just rejoin once?
Okay, sir.
Let's rejoin quickly. Okay. So what exactly I'm doing? I'm getting the host, port, username. Initial method is public key, and just client key manager, and then a remover. The competition is quite higher, and just to letting you know. Okay. If you are not practicing a lot, it is difficult. I'm telling very upfront. Maybe it feels harsh, but it is true. The market state, the everything is not as of now very feasible. Okay. Yeah, job openings are there, things are there, but competition is too high, right? So you have to a lot practice. Just doing one thing, two thing, it is not going to help you out if you are not spending your weekdays. And don't think that okay, just learning skill will make you a proficient in this one. I'm telling you frankly, if I am a backend developer and then I'm teaching this DevOps part, it means I have already invested 10 years into this one, right? So you have to understand, learn everything one by one. Then only these things can go and make you more efficient to usage, right? So whatever I'm teaching about, whatever I'm telling about into the classes, within your week, don't waste your time. If you're targeting for coming 2 3 months for a job change, once things will be look smooth line. Okay, any project you need, you let me know. Anything you are not getting confused, you are getting confused, you let me know. Everything we will discuss and do it. But you have to add your extra efforts. That is the thing you have to do it. Moreover, because this is an experience match, I think most of the people in this batch is experienced one. Okay, and mostly are from technical only. So you know what is the state in the market right now. I don't have to tell explicitly, right? So please work very aggressively on these areas, and then you can able to crack it, right? I don't want to keep in that dilemma also that okay, yeah, it can be cracked. No, I have a students who are 15, 17 years of students right now. They are continuously giving the interviews and they are seeing the challenges, what is happening around that. Right? 17, 18, completely into the technical Golang developer. Some are Java developer, right? So things are going on. So please focus on the areas what we are covering it. Have some more efforts, put some more efforts on that learning part. Okay, not just the class part, the project parts. What exactly you have to do it. Fine, pretty much done. Now let's see what exactly we have. We have the EC2 instances available with us. Now let's go with the base to advanced. I don't want to go directly to the advanced because a general usage, it is we will be touching most of the command throughout the day. Now, in the Linux, there is the first thing what we generally teach, that is how to create a file in Linux. Okay, how to create a file in Linux. That is the first thing we do. In Linux, there are four ways actually. Four ways actually. Okay, what are those four ways? One is cat command. One is cat command. That is the one. Another one is touch command. Fine, touch. It's not TOO. It's just touch command. Third one is vi/vim editor. vi/vim editor. And the fourth is nano editor. Nano editor. These are the four different ways where you can create a file. Okay, these are the four different ways we can create a file. All right, it is a different having a different ways to creation of file. Normal file creation. Okay. Now what exactly we have? So the first part we will be learn the cat command. Cat command. It is not only, most of you might be knowing it. It is used only for printing. How many of you have used this command only for printing? Did not use also or use? The people from the experience one.
We
It's
have
used
Use
for creating file and display the file. We are using this cat command.
fine. What about you, Mega?
for not creating the file, I have not used this cat command. I just used it for what exactly there inside that file to view the
Printing.
content.
Printing. Okay. So basically, cat command, cat command is used for four different purposes. 4 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 different purposes. The first one. The first one is creation of file. Okay. Second is concatenation of file also. Third is copying the file also. Copying the file also from A to B, as well as tag command. It is also part of cat only to see the content from from bottom to top. Different things are we are using it. Now basically when we say cat command to create a file, so what exactly it means? Let's say start creating now. Let's say now start creating. I'll say cd/opt enter. Okay, enter. Now I'm seeing there is a folder called AWS. Okay, let it be. I don't want to do it anything. I'll just say cat, then arrow of this one, and then say Ranjit. Cat, a arrow, big sign arrow, and then Ranjit and press enter. What happened? It does not came out. As of now, if you see this one, this is not came out. It is still in a editor mode. What also? Hey, I am learning DevOps. I am learning DevOps. Let's start on Linux base to advanced class. Fine. Base to advanced class. Press enter. Again, I did not came out. How to came it out? You just need to press Control and D. Control plus D. What it will do? It will just came out from that file and just it will showcase you using the command ll. Using the command ll, or you can say ls. These are the command to list the file. To list the file. Right? What exactly in that content? Just want to view cat Ranjit. Hey, I'm learning device with start on Linux base to advanced. I can create multiple file. Let's say cat mega at mega. Hey, I'm an experienced person who have the tendency to learn infrastructure as an code. Enter. And then control D, cat mega, enter. Right? So basically what exactly it is happening? It is basically creating the files for you without using any other editors as of now. So when cat came with that itself, it is getting it. Now for an example, for an example, I want this file to again customize. For example, I want modify this file again, or I want some other context to add it. Let's say, in Ranjit file, want to add want to add some more context. Then let's say about the batch details. Okay. As of now, what is there? Cat Ranjit, if I'll bring. Okay, I'm learning DevOps with the start on Linux base to advanced, but I want to edit more file. What I'll do, I'll just again arrow, then just the type name, enter. Again, it came into the editor window. I would say this batch is moreover for the experienced people who have the clarity on some concepts. Enter, control D, do a little cat Ranjit, enter. So what it did, it added again the file, whatever I need, the further components, whatever I was needing it added again, right? Next time added it again. Now what I want, for an example, I know that Megha is a student and Ajit is a trainer. Okay, similarly, I can create cat Swati. So I'm also part of this batch. Enter Control D. Cat Tejas. Hi sir, I am fresh B. Fresh B. Something like that. Whatever. Anything. Control D. Right? What happened? 4 files got created. Right? 4 files going to be created. Completely fine. Now, for example, I find that okay, why I should maintain different with the naming convention. Like why I need to create Mega differently, Swati differently, Pages differently. Right? So what I'll do, I'll just create a common file. I'll just create a common file. Let's say cat Mega cat Megha Swati Tejas. I'll create one arrow up again and I will create student database, something like that. Enter. What happened now? What happened now? There is one common file got created and I'll just say add student database. And what happened? Hey sir, I'm experienced person who have the tendency to learn infrastructure as in code. This is by Megha. Enter. By Swati. Hi sir, I'm also part of your batch. At Tejas. Sir, I'm a freshman. So rather than creating a multiple files with respect to the content wise, I would have combined completely using the cat command. Completely the cat command. Even though if I can just type cat all, cat not all, sorry, cat student base. So whatever the exact data it is showing me, it is can be printed. Right? Only the main thing is that in cat, everything came with the limitation. Always remember, if something is coming into the market, definitely they have some challenges. That is the reason only the next thing is coming in. Right? Without any problem, there will be no issue such came. Right? For example, if you notice over here, what exactly is happening? For printing wise, it is doing. For addition wise, it is doing correct. But I cannot have an option to modify as of now. If you see over here, whatever I'm doing it, exactly I'm doing it, if I'll just make it clear, and I'll just say cat and let's say mega file. For example, if I want to modify it, I do not find any option with cat. I have to option that okay, this is a batch of DevOps class. Okay, enter. What exactly it is doing? Actually, it is just adding the files. Adding the files. This is quite good in a case where I need a singular file to be created. Let's say in a form of YAML file when you are going to see YAML configurations. It is useful. Rather than VI, I should go with cat also, not an issue. I can just copy paste the content without any problematic scenario getting created. All right. But cat generally use only in the scenario wherever you want to just copy the data from one file to another file or just creation of the content what we have just now seen from these areas. Like that is actually cat command is doing. So cat have a 4 different purposes. Right. This is about the cat command wherever you have created it. Now there is another command into this one is touch command. What exactly touch command do? Anyone? What exactly touch command do? Anyone? What exactly touch command do?
To create a file.
Okay. What else? What else touch command do?
That's the only thing I know, sir.
Okay. What do you know, Swati? What exactly touch command do?
For creating blank file,
Okay. What else? Fine. Command is basically used for different purposes. For different purposes. What all these purposes? Let's say first purpose is it create an empty file. That is the one thing which you just now said. Another part,
Mm.
it should, it's okay. Hold on. It should another one create an multiple empty files also. That is the second feature. The main important thing, which is very less people talked about for the touch command, that it actually used for changing the timestamp timestamp of the file of the file. Another part, it can also update access time and modify the file. Modify the file. These many four different action generally it will do by timestamp. Means access time touch command using access time means when the last time file got modified. When the last time file got modified. These details also having with the touch command. I will show you how you can do it. Or open, not modified. Let it be got access. Another point, last time when modified. Okay, when modified. And the third part is when it is changed. When it is changed. The metadata. Metadata means what exactly means metadata? Means file name changed, properties, name, and location. These many things actually getting changed called metadata. Fine, right? These all things are actually done by touch command. Okay, these all things are actually done by touch command. So how exactly it will do? For an example, let me create a file only. I'll do one thing. To delete everything into the folder, I'll just run a command rm-rf space star enter. rm-rf space star enter. What will happen? List again. Everything clear. Okay. ll. I'll just say touch system system touch monitor. First part, first condition satisfied. LL created. Multiple file touch monitor another Ranjit system is number enter. Different sides of files got created. Fine. Pretty much fine. Let's say the first part what exactly we want to do it. I want to say what exactly this file base at what time this file have been created. Okay, here actually the main purpose of this timestamps came into the picture. What is the command? Stat and base. Stat base enter. What exactly it will show? It will actually give you a details when this particular file got access, when this particular file got modified, when this particular file got changed, when this particular file got birth. As of now, it is not showing anything because we have not modified anything. Let's say perform some action. Cat base. Hey, could you please update this file for me? Could you please update this file? Update this file for me. Enter. Control D. Fine. File got created base cat space base. Okay, and then stat base. Enter. Now you notice this file. Wait a minute. I'll just make it on bigger one. Stat base. Now you can see over there. What exactly telling? The file got created at 3 2 second. This one the one, and this is the only time when you have access it 3 to 3 3 10. Then you have modified this file at 338 second. Why it is important? Why timestamp is important? Timestamp is very important concept into the production environment. Think of a scenario when two servers are running. Two servers are running. Okay. Let's say I'm talking about. Let's say I would talk about Paytm scenario. would talk about PTM scenario. If you have noticed, late night yesterday, PTM was down. Late night, PTM was down for approx 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Fine. Now, someone want to know the developer who is working on this one, or SRE, or any person who is actually taking care of the productions and all. He want to see what exactly happened. So he will be focusing on the timestamp. Let's say as of now, time is 8:34 15 second. I will take 8:20 minute and 10 second. This is my timestamp from where the problem started and till when it is going 8:34.51. This is a timestamp. What exactly it will do? It will actually help me to it will actually help me to validate validate what is going wrong in between of this time where the error come in, which I can see via logs. How logs validation? We will see. But as of now, this is the way timestamp can be verified. Right? For an example, I just want to see. Can I see for everyone? Yes, I can see for everyone. Stat monitor. I can see. Enter. This is the access time. Can I see in a shot? Let's see. I don't see in a shot we can do monitor number. Okay, it is coming. So what exactly it happened? In a single shot, I can just say stat monitor base number. Let's say Ranjit system and say this is a enter. So what exactly happened? What all files have been created till what time? What all objects? What all things you have run it during that tenure? Everything have been captured. Okay, everything it is captured. Now, for example, I want to update the access time for base. Let's say stat base is this one. As of now, it is 32333. Let's try to change it something over here. Touch hyphen a stat. Touch hyphen a base. Enter. Stat base. What actually happened? The timestamp which you have at 32333. Okay, I have changed it to the latest one. What is exactly the running time? What is exactly the current time? 4363443 according to the latest timestamp. Generally, what will happen in a production? Sometime you get an error. Okay, sometimes you get an error. What exactly that error? That you are behind the actual clock. You are behind the actual clock. This kind of error you generally get into the productions environment. Could be possible. Right? So how you can fix it? You can fix this with the access time. You can fix it with the component, whatever you can do it on that basic fundamentals. You can update your access time also. Can we do the modify part stat base? Can I modify the time? Let's say modify time itself. Touch hyphen m base. Does it changing anything? Stat base. Yes, it will modify the time of the file itself, which is maybe got changed. This is only recommend whenever you are actually doing something more into the production. Basic part of time, basic usage of timestamp is actually used in touch command only. But we have learned till now and to the school, colleges, even in the real time scenario also, no one talk about these things. But timestamp is very important concept. You have to a very good understanding on that area. Right? Clear? So this is about the timestamp part. Make it clear. Fine. Again, then touch command again have a limitation that he is printing a file, he is creating a file. How I can add it? Okay. Again, if I'll go for an edit, I can just say this one system. And again, this is also have a challenge because we already seen it. That this is Ranjit, and it is just annotating it, annotating it happening. Like go one by one, line by line, it is adding. But I don't want that thing, right? I want something different. So what I can do? So in that particular sense, let me delete this thing first, make it clear again. In that particular thing, we have a standard tool available into the Linux itself. The Linux itself. That is what? That is your VI editor. VI editor. What is VI editor? VI editor is a program. Okay, is a program of a text editor into the system. The system, right? Basically, it is used for it is used for print. It is used for not print. It is used for edit all the kind of plain text. Used for edit all the kind of place text as well as the programs into Linux. Very important from the Linux scenario. We generally do everything with VI only for editing the files, components, everything we are doing with the VI only. But how it works? Let's see now. Let's say clear enter. I have created a file VI Ranjit enter. VI Ranjit enter. File opened. Now as of now I'm not in an insert mode. If I can type anything, it will not do. Just it open because by mistake I have pressed I. Okay. Once you press I, then only you will come into the insert mode. Okay. Hi, we are learning VI editor commands. Editor commands. Hi, we are learning VI editor command. Pretty much fine. You have added. But now how to come out? How you can come out from here? So you just need to press escape, then colon, then W, and then Q. Escape, then colon, then W, then Q. W for is write and quit. W is for write and Q is for quit and press enter. You're out from the file. What exactly it happened? Cat Ranjit enter. Cat Ranjit enter. Now, for example, if I want to again modify this file, VI Ranjit and press I. What is happening into the cat? I was able to add it into the first line only, but here I can change it anything. Here only. Hey, can you modify this file also? This file also. I'm a regular user of Linux, which you can use it. Can use it. Simple annotations can work. Correct? This is the things you have done it pretty much fine. You again press escape, you again press colon, you again press W, you enter. Cat Ranjit. Now, the limitation what we are seeing with the cat that it is going line by line. It is not letting you to modify the things on the top later. Okay, you have to follow that synchronization. But now you are completely free to do it. Pretty much fine. It looks good. Now, what exactly happened? Now, for example, you got one YAML file. Let's say I'm talking about one YAML file. Okay, and YAML file having a format VI Ranjit enter. And let's say you got one file insert mode, and you find like okay, there is a file called name. Okay, there is a file called name, and under that Ranjit, then something like Swati, something like Tejas. The YAML concept we will see into the. Then we have Mega, something like that. We have created with an indentation. We have created this file. Someone senior have given to you WQ, and you just print it. Cat Ranjit. Fine. This is the file. Now what happened? You got the file. Someone ever asked you, can you update with your another names with your company? So you went, open the file, and then what happened? Suddenly you started doing. You were going Ranjit, okay, SA, okay, engineer, Once you reach to Tejas file, what happens suddenly? You did some mess into the file. Now, if you once press anything, it will automatically save. Now you did mess. If you go back doing one by one, it is a very long, hectic task to do it. So how I can came out without saving this file? How I can came it out without saving this file? Just press again escape, colon, Q, and then exclamatory sign. Q and exclamatory sign. Q small. I think caps lock is on. Q small and exclamatory sign. Press enter. Cat Ranjit. Enter. What it does? What it happened? It means whatever the latest changes you have made it into that file, it does not get saved. And this is the first thing. If you are a beginner on the Linux part, this is the most challenging thing you face. That you bit confused what to do, what not to do. Right? So you just need to say escape. You need to press it escape, colon Q, and then just an exclamatory sign, and you will just move out from that particular file without saving it. Without saving it. That is the main thing you have to do it in this visual, whatever the VI editor we have available into this one. Clear? Any doubt? Anything want to re-see in this part? VI part? Fine. Now. Hmm. Good, Swati.
Rajit, I say cleared.
Okay. Fine. Now there is another thing is that another command into the file, that is a nano command. Nano command. This command is actually a very simple straightforward command. Simple straightforward command. What exactly it means? Simple straightforward command. It means it will give you an GUI, graphical user interface. What exactly it means? It means a very good UI to edit the files. I like, okay, how? Let's say I'll just type nano, and I'll say system and enter. What happened? It just opened me a GNU nano file and say, hi, this is the concept. Hi, this is the concept of learning the nano command, which we can use for the deployments. Deployments. Can we add more? Yes, we can. Simple, straightforward file. Enter. Fine. This is the one thing which you need to enter it. Then now, what exactly you have to do? How to write it out? Once you have written the file, what exactly you have to do? You just need to press Control O over there. Okay, Control, press Enter, done, and then Control X. Cat system enter. What exactly I have done? I have entered into the file nano. Let's say Swati. Enter. I did not press anything I and all. This is another file which I am creating for my learning. Enter. I just want to write this file. I will press Control O. What is the file to write name is Swati. In the downside, if you see file to write Swati, I'll say yes by pressing enter and press Control X, came out, and cat Swati. There's another file which I'm creating for my learning. So these are the different ways you have seen right now for creation of file. Okay. Now you don't limit it only with one way. You have now multiple ways where you can create a file into the system. Right? One way is your cat, another way is your touch command, another way is your vi editor, another one is your this one. Pretty much fine, right? Now, does this much is enough for creating a file, or we should be doing something else? Yeah, we should be doing else. Let's say I just want to delete this files again. What I'll do, rm-rf, rm-rf space star, enter. Oops, I just pressed the this one, start. What happened? Everything is clear. Now, yesterday while teaching, I just talked about something creation of file. Something creation of file. So what exactly it do? A creation of file, or exactly in the Linux we should be having directories, where in Windows we have a drives. Like so, what I will do, I'll just create mkdir run cheap. Now I started creating a directory. Okay, can I create multiple directories at short? The answer is yes. Swati, Megha, Tejas, Shubham, Muthu, Mani, Ravi, enter and press LL. I can create multiple directories. But now I want to go inside the directory. Now I want to go inside the directory. So what I will do? There is a command called cd, chain directory. Chain directory. I'll go inside money. Now again I have created one more directory. Let's say system. Sure. Cd system. Okay, not created. Make directory system. LL. Under system again I will go. I'll make directory another system. Fine. Again under here again I will create Simon. Again I'll go Simon. Again I'll create one more system. Make directory test. Again I go cd test. Again I'll go make directory file. Enter. Now how I will know that where exactly I am. Now how I will know where exactly I am. So the command over here is go to inside file one also. Now command over here is just type pwd. This is the exact location right now. I'm into OPT, then I came to money, then I came to system, then I came to another system, then I came to Simon, that I came to test, that I am going to file. A production environment generally will look like that. A production environment generally look like that. But now I want to came back to the directory. Now I want to came back to the directory. So like I want to came to the another system. I want to came to the another system. So what I will do? I will do cd dot slash dot slash dot pwd. What happened? I have moved file one or two directory. Then I moved test. Then what I moved Simon, and then I moved to another system. I can come directly out. If I can just press cd, it will come directly out. But I don't want to come it directly out because again I have to go cd opt m. If I'll just press tab, what will happen? Okay, multiple version ma money. Okay, then if just press s, it will take system. If I'll just press a, it will take another system. If I'll just press s and then press tab, it will take the next file. If I'll just press t, it will take the next file. Press f, tab, enter, ll, again pwd. Just come one back cd slash slash. I came to test, but I want to came multiple directories to 3 2 enter. I came to till money directory. What exactly I'm doing it right now? I'm actually moving around multiple files, multiple directories. Sorry, not files, multiple directories. Here, first to last, last to first. That way, actually, I am moving into the directory system of Linux now. Understand? Any doubt here before I'll proceed further? Any doubt here? Okay, fine. Now come back again to OPD. Now we have so many files created over here. Then let's say I want to create a file over here, money, under money. And I want create one file which is not visible to anyone. I want to create one file which is not visible to anyone. So I'll say touch dot file one. Touch dot file one means it is an hidden file. It is an hidden file. If I'll just do ll, I won't be able to see the file. If I'll do just ls, it won't be visible to the file. So how I can do the files which is hide? How I can do the files which is hide? So what exactly I'll do? ls hyphen a, enter. So now what exactly will show that dot file is available into the hidden section. The dot file is actually do with an hidden section. So that way you can create a hidden files within your Linux system. The dot files you can create within your Linux system. Fine. Now, for example, can I create a hidden file, hidden directory itself? The answer is yes, I can create it. I can just type mkdir dot, let's say technology. If I'll do just ll, not visible. ls, not visible. What I need to do it? ls hyphen a, enter. ls hyphen a, enter. Where is it, that file? The first file for the hiding part, it is available here. Can I go to this file? Yes, I can absolutely go. Technology, enter. And I can create whatever I want to create it. Pretty much fine. Clear? Now, so this is about the directory creation. Now come back again, opt. Now money having one file. Money having one file over here. Okay, let me create one file which is not a normal file. Let's say touch Ranjit test. This is a file. Now what I want this file to be copied from here to, let's say, Swati folder. Okay, to Swati folder. So what is the command? I will use a copy command. Copy command is only applicable when you are working within server. Always remember. CP command only work. For example, this server is 65.02.05.114. It is applicable only for this server. If we are working with two server, for an example, if two EC2 instances are running, at that time the command will be differ, and that will be the SCP command, which we'll see sooner. Okay, let's say copy Ranjit test, and I want it to copy with Swati. So what I'll do, opt. I will give the path, complete path of Swati, opt, and Swati, enter. Okay, I'll come back, cd, go Swati directory and find the file that is available there, right? Ranjit test. But for example, now Swati want to rename this file. She want to make it as Swati itself. So what she can do? She can use again command, one more command, that is called mv command. mv command, give the name, and then she will say Swati test, enter. Now this file got renamed with the Swati itself. That is your mv command, which she is going to use it. Fine. Now let's come to here. OPD directory. Now what exactly we have? We have so many things created, right? We have so many things created. For example, I don't want a Ravi directory. I don't want this directory which is available over here. Unnecessarily it is taking the space. So to delete the directory, I will use a command rmdir Ravi. Press enter. What will happen? It will delete the directory. For an example, I want to delete both parent directory and child directory. For example, the case of money. Because here we have, what do we have? Files is there. So what I will do? I will come over here. rmdir -p money. It should not delete. Enter. Why it is? Because it is telling fail to remove directory is not empty. Fail to delete because it is not empty. rmdir -p money. Again I'll type not empty. If I try something more, rmdir hyphen pv forcefully also money, not delete. But if I'll say rm hyphen rf money, enter, it will delete. This is actually the forceful command which you need to, sometimes we need to use it. In these scenarios, rmdir hyphen p normal directed deletion, these actually need to delete the file until unless you won't delete it until unless the internal files is getting clear completely. So again, there is something rm hyphen r. Let's say Tejas directory. Maybe it does not have any data. Yes, I want. It got deleted. Let's say I'll try something with rm hyphen rp swati. Swati. This one. Yeah. rm hyphen sorry rm dir hyphen p swati. What exactly it is saying? That okay, this is actually having a data. So what I'll do? I'll go inside. I'll just remove this one also. Swati test. Enter. Come out again. Arrow up. You will get the same command. Enter. And this time it got clear. But for an example, you have thought of to delete everything. So the best command is rm-rf space star enter and vanished. Everything vanished. And one time it is vanish, it is vanish. You have to very cautious whenever you are playing around with RMs. It happened in one of the scenario where we have asked one of the testing team to like reconfigure something, and unintentionally they have written that, and product was running efficiently, the product was running, and unintentionally what happened suddenly, they just pressed rm hyphen rf, gone, the complete product have been gone. Maybe services was running, maybe something, but product structure itself gone. Generally in organization everything is in a product structure, right? Like main directory product, for example, this is one folder, then under that there is a folder that with this product structure is actually looking. But once you clicked, you will gone for all the cases. So always be cautious while using rm commands. You should not be doing it in a hurry burry related to this one. Oh, pretty much clear. Now, for example, you have something to access this box via hostname. Okay, maybe we can access our EC2 instances or our virtual machine via two-way from PuTTY. One is via the IP, another one is via the hostname also. So how I can see the hostname? So there is a command called hostname. This is my hostname. Okay, I can do hostname hyphen hef also. Hostname hyphen hef also. I can do it, right? Now, for example, I want to see the IP of my box. What exactly the IP? I can just run ifconfig. This is the one which can list me the IP. Pretty much fine. I have some more way, IP hyphen A, IP A. So this can also give me the details, what exactly the internal IP of my box. So this can also list me the IP. Fine. Another way, for example, I launch the box and now I want to see what is the operating system of my box is there. I'll just type cat etc. I'll just type like cat etc slash os hyphen release, standard one. I don't know what kind of operating system it is, Red Hat, CentOS or. I'll just type cat etc os release. I'll just press os release. What it'll say, it is an Amazon Linux box. I want to go more in detail. So what I'll do, cat slash etc Amazon, and just type tap and Amazon hyphen Linux release and enter. It is showing Amazon Linux release 2020. Pretty much fine to get the details. Now, for example, I want to install something in this server. I want to configure something in this server. So what I'll do, yum install, let's say yum install space httpd. This is, I want to install Apache. Okay. It will automatically ask me, press enter. Yes, do it. This is install. Once it is installed, I want to see whether it is running or not. So I'll do service httpd, for example, just type status. It is not running. So what I'll do, I'll again run a command, service httpd space start. It is showing that redirecting to the bin cdm to start the service. So what I'll do, I'll just again run status. It is telling me, right? It is running. To check it again on the Google whether it is running or not. Before that, I should be checking my firewalls because this is Apache server and fire will stop. So what I'll do, I will do systemctl status firewall d. Okay, firewall d itself is not there. What I'll do, yum install firewall d package, enter, yum install firewall d package. Yes, I want to install it because I want to make my server safer on site, make it clear, and then systemctl status space firewall d. What exactly? It is inactive right now. Fine. What is my service? httpd, which we have seen yesterday also. Status httpd. Enter. It is showing active. I'll just go to my Chrome, take the IP, paste over here, press enter, and it should be list me. It works. Okay, everything is running fine, so it means it works pretty much fine, right? If I'll just say same command systemctl and this, I'll just say start firewall d, it will stop everything and I won't be seeing the same screen because I have enabled the firewall, means I have enabled the security over there. Pretty much fine. It will again went into that mode where it is reloading it, and sooner you will see a message, this site is not reachable to you and not configured in the form of Apache server. Correct? It got it because we have enabled the firewall. Right? You can just see quickly systemctl status, and the answer is firewall D. It is in the running state. Fine. I can make some service running into the backend. For example, whenever reboot happen, it should keep running. So there is a command check config. Okay, space httpd space on. This is creating a forwarding link. So once the server will reboot, every time it will automatically start the server. That is the one thing it is going to be happen. Pretty much straightforward. Okay. There is a command, which command also is there. For example, I want to install, let's say, git into this one, yum space install git as of now, just a normal one. Just git. There are multiple ways to do it, like where exactly it is located. So I'll just do which git, enter. It is telling in this one you have a git one file is available. Fine. Then you have a command like to check what exactly the user we have. Then there is a command, who am I? Okay, who am I? Fine. Then we will be having some commands like yum list install, like what all packages it is installing. It is showing you these all the packages is available into your Linux system, whatever you have configured it. Right? Different type of configurations you can see using the which command also, which is available in this one. That is also you can list it out. Right? That is also you can list it out. So these are the things you can do with the Linux. But in this Linux, there is one more concept is important. One more concept is important. That is your user creation. Very important concept. Whenever you are going to use a Docker, you definitely need a user, additional user. Okay, additional user. What exactly user means? For example, there is a root. As of now, currently there is a user. Only root user is there. But for example, I want to use Swati, Megha, Tejas, Shubham, Ranjit as a non-root user. So what I'll do, I'll just type user add and just say Ranjit. It is added. It is added. But where exactly it is? Wherever this Ranjit user got created, how I can check it? So this can be available cat slash etc, and I'll just type passwd password. And if you see over here, I'm seeing myself over here, Ranjit and user, it getting created under a bin bash. Cat etc Ranjit home bin bash, it is added. But this is now alone available. This is now alone available. So I want him to add it with some group. I want to add it some group. Okay. So what exactly I want to do it? I need to create a group also wherever you want to add it. For example, I will add group add. Let's say I'll create a group DevOps with Ranjit. This is the group. For example, I want to create it. DevOps with Ranjit. How I can see this group? I can go cat slash etc slash group. I can go and enter. What exactly it will show? It will show me a group DevOps with Ranjit. By automatically also when you create a user, there is a group also got created. Okay, always remember that thing. Whenever we create a user, automatically there is a group also got created. But we don't want to add it into the same group itself because that is not use of us, right? So what exactly I want to do it? There is a group also created DevOps with Ranjit. Now what I want to do it? I want to map the user what I have created. User I have created Ranjit and I want to map with DevOps with Ranjit. So how it is going to happen? Let's say I will type a command g password password g password hyphen a Ranjit the username space DevOps with Ranjit. Enter. What exactly is saying? Adding user to the this one. Adding user to this one. That was with Ranjit. How I can check it again? Click etc group. Now Devos with Ranjit group have mapped Ranjit. Devos with the Ranjit group having mapped Ranjit. Can I add multiple users? Can I add multiple users? The answer is yes, I can add it. I can add user. First, I need to create a user. Add user. Let's say I create Swati. Swati. I can create add user. Let's say Mega. To check it, cat slash etc slash password. Enter. Swati and Mega is added right in the users. But does it is added into the group? The answer is no. They have not added into the group as of now. They have their own groups got created automatically, but they are not part of DevOps with Ranjit. So what I'll do, I'll just go G password again hyphen M. Let's say Swati Mega be added with the group DevOps with Ranjit. Enter. Swati Mega with no where G password hyphen M Swati DevOps with Ranjit hyphen M. Okay, M is not recognizing. No worries. G password hyphen A. We can add it in the same way. Swati DevOps with Ranjit. Fine. Similarly, way I can just change it to Mega. Enter. And then I'll just clear and then cat slash etc and then just group enter and Devs with Ranjit is a group. Devs with Ranjit is a group and under that we have Swati Ranjit Mega getting added. Okay, clear. So this is the way you can add users into this particular file. This is the user which you can create a file, right? Now, sometime what happen, you will get some files created to .tar. You will be getting some file .tar. Okay. So let's say the file extension was like product dot tar, something like these file extensions you will get it, right? So what exactly you need to do it in that particular scenario, you just use a command tar, not this one, tar hyphen zxvf, for example zfvx, you can use it. File name say product dot tar, this is the file name like the same above one as of now. Okay, and just press enter. So what it will do, it will enter that file into the normal format file, whatever it is. It is like a zip file, whatever you have in, right? This is one thing you can do it from the tar file modification. Fine. Now one more command, very important command. For example, you want to download anything from the browser. Download anything from the browser. Let's say I would say you want to install Java. You want to install Java in your system. Java in your system. And that is, we know right, OpenJDK is already available on the website, or Azul, anything is there. So there is a hyperlink is available. Hyperlink is available. So what you will be going to do it, you can take that hyperlink and just type a command wget, and then here you just need to pass the hyperlink of that file. Hyperlink of that file. Installation file, right? Whatever. For example, if I'll just go over here on this one, and I'll just type Azul downloads, and I will just say download Azul JDKs. Let's say this is the one. I'm going into the file, and I'll just say, yeah, here I'll just say Java version, anything is fine. I'll just say, yeah, this is the format which is I was talking about. Let's download this one also. This one, okay. And I just don't want to download it. I just want this link. Can we take it? This one. Suppose direct link. Copy the link address. Okay. I just take this file. I'll just type Control C. Let's see whether it is working or not. wget. Press enter. Enter. Whatever it is. If it is downloading. So this one actually you will be using the wget command to downloading any files over here. Okay, I actually it copied everything. That is not the right file, but just an example to talking about the how wget is actually working. You need to get the right link. From here only it will be available, and then it will take the file. Actually, we can take it from here also, but as of now, uh, it is not listing over here. But yeah, from here also you can get the link of that file itself. Right? Not an issue. Right, so that is also one way to download the particular file, and wget is the command. Fine, then only one thing which left with the basic part, that is your, let's say, let me remove this one, all things, let me remove it, this one. Now only one thing which is left over here, which is for an example. Now I'll just create one file, cat system file, enter. This is a final test on the permissions. Let's say the permissions part. Enter and just do Control D. File got created. Now you might have noticed one thing with this one. This is a file format is actually available. This is a file format is actually available. Okay. What exactly it means? This hyphen means in the beginning, it means file. Hyphen is file. Read write is your owner or user. Read write is your owner or user, and these are groups. This is the middle one is a group. Okay, and this is the last one is a different users who have a read permission, who have a root permission. Again, this root means again it is an owner, again an owner, and this root means it is an group. Okay, and then whatever the file size it have created like 40, and then the date and time of the file. So these many different things you have available in this one. Hyphen means the file, then read write or X, if it will be there, then it will be owner or user. Then read will be again a group, and then other users. That way it is going to be created. And this number which is you are seeing 1 as of now, it actually mean that how many links are there or not. As of now we have created only one link, so this is 1 only. Okay, basically how the calculation happen: read having a value of, read the first one, generally three values are actually happen: r, w, x. Read, write, execute. Okay, read is for, r is for to display the content, w for to modify the to modify the file, and x is for to execute the file. That is actually it will happen. Okay, that thing it is happen. And this have few more things, that is ch mode. Okay, ch on and chgrp, different files in which you are going to give the permissions to the file. So how it is happening: read having a value, read having a of value of 4, w having a value of, let's say, 2, and execute having a value of 1. 4 to 1, it means the read having a value of 4. Okay, w having the value of 2, and 1 having the value of execute. I'll show you something now. See system, this file system having right now read w hyphen read hyphen hyphen read hyphen hyphen. For example, I want him to give the complete permission. So what I'll type: chmod 777 space system. Now you see what is the difference is going to happen. Now again ll. What exactly I did? I've given him a permission that this hyphen means it is a file to whom I have given a read permission, a write permission, an executable permission, read permission, write permission, executable permission, read permission, write permission, executable permission. We have a one file which is a symbolic file, and root is my owner which is creating this one, and root is a group also where I have added, and system is now look like an executable. Executable means dot slash system. If I can run, if any content will be there, then it will print. As of now, it does not have any content. That is the showing this one. We can create our own bash script also using the file, right? So that with this values actually play around. Your calculation is actually on this one, 4221. For example, there is any file you want to give it a normal permission. I just want him to give only read permission to the file. Apart from that, I does not want to give it. So I enter, again change it. What happened? Only the read permission to this file. Above, read, write, and execute. So that way you can define multiple permissions to this one. It can be anything. You can use chmod 655 610 according to the product need, whatever you want to do it, what all permission that particular file needed. On that basis only you have using. And in AWS, this is actually very frequent use, chmod 400 with your .pem key when you are communicating with the private EC2 instances, the SCP command when you will use it. Fine. So that is the little bit brief about it. Okay. Again, understand this part. If I'll again give chmod 777 to my file system, enter, clear, ll, read, write, execute. It means hyphen denotes file, r denotes read, w denotes write, x denotes execute. These are owner or user. The second part which is available, this is a group, and the third part which is available, this is a different users will be having read, write permission. The one which you are seeing it, this is a symbolic count, how many links are there for that one. Root again will be the owner, and root, this one is your group where you are getting a created, and this is the size of your file, how much it is a file, and this is your dates which exactly available. That exactly mean of your permission. Till now you might have used the multiple times, but this is the detailed till the scratch. I have told you that how exactly this read, write permission is available with you. I can change the permissions to the, I can change the owners itself, and that owners I can change it using a command ch own. I can give it as ec2 hyphen user, ec2 hyphen, for an example, ec2 hyphen user, and I can change this to system, enter. Okay, no, ch on ec2 hyphen user, ec2 hyphen user, cannot access. Why cannot access? Change the okay. Let me change it to ch on. Ranjit is there. Ranjit system. Okay, why it is happening? Read write permissions. I have given. I have defined the permissions correctly. Run sheet file getting created. Ch on. Oh, okay. What I did wrong over here because here it will come colon. Okay, what I was did, I just not use the colon. That is the reason. Now, if you see this file got changed to Ranjit, the permission, whereas it is a root user. On that, I can define it. Fine. So this is something which you have to practice a lot with respect to your. It happens whenever you are doing very frequently, then it will happen. Now, fine. So now till now you have known permissions and all those things. I'll take a break for 2 minutes and let me know. I'll take a stop for a 2 minutes. Yeah. Till now things are clear. Till now things are clear,
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? Okay. So fine. So till now we have seen this all thing. Now there are few industry standards which I have prepared. Few industry standard things which you have to do it. So the industry standard command, which exactly you need to see into the first part is Control C, clear. Let me delete this file system. I don't want it clear. Okay. Now industry standard first command is SSH key authentication. Now this will be advanced. SSH key authentication. What exactly it means? I want to create a key from my server. I want to create a key from my server. For example, within EC2 instance, due to some reason, my key got deleted from me and I don't have any key. So how I can create it? So what I will do, I will use a command or a format SSH hyphen keygen space hyphen T space RSA. Enter. What it is telling, generating a public private key RSA. I'll press enter, enter password empty for no phrase, enter same password again, enter. And what it is telling that your public key, whatever you have created, it is available into this folder. So how I can go it, cd slash root dot sh and enter, and here I can see the file. And how I can see cat id rsa dot pub, enter. Can I access my EC2 instance with this key? Can I access my EC2 instance with this key which is available over here? The answer is yes, I can access it, right? I can access it. This is the way to generate a key into the Amazon EC2 instance, which you can use in your product whenever you will be using an IAM user. And if your keys is got expired, this way you can create multiple new keys and use that key as an PEM key for accessing the server. Clear this part? Now. Now
Yes.
let's say, now for example, I want to copy this one from one server to another one. Okay. So what I will do, I will use a command SSH, okay, hyphen copy ID, okay, and user, let's say EC2 hyphen user at the rate, let's say, I'll just take an example of host name, Control C, host name, enter. I just want to copy the keys. What I'll do to the another server, SSH hyphen copy ID, let's say EC2 hyphen user at the rate, and I'll take this home host name, and I just tweak the value. For example, this is someone else's server. It is like 175, 32, 39, and this one is 239. This is something. Okay. And I want to copy this one, this particular way. So how this can be possible? This can be possible using this command. I can copy via this way. Can do with the different way? Yes, I can do it. I can show you right away. This part with the copying the ID, this is one way. Now, for example, I want to copy something into the file. Let's say I just create one file, touch system, enter system. File got created. Now I want to copy this file to another server. So what I'll do, SCP, my file name is system, fine. Now, for example, Swati have one server, I have to copy that file into the that server. So what I'll do, I'll just type ec2 hyphen user, ec2 hyphen, this is now across the server. Understand this point. Now we are not in the server. I'm copying one server to another. If this server is 65, then definitely on this server here, that will be some another server which is having different IP. So we are copying into the different server now. Okay, so what I will do, SAP space the file name system ec2 hyphen user. But yeah, one more thing will become when we talk with the EC2 instances, or when we work with the cloud, you have to pass the key also. You have to pass the key also. Okay, so always remember, you have to pass the key also with the communication. Key of to whom you want to communicate. I want to communicate Swati server. For example, I'll just say vi swati.pem, enter, and I'll just create one file. This is my certificate. You can use, you can use for the communication. I would say this one. Escape and colon WQ. Vi swati.pem. For example, what I will do, I will say scp swati.pem. This is my certificate. This is my file system taken. So what I did, this is Ranjit server. Remember, this is Ranjit server. Ranjit want to copy to the Swati server. So how he can contact to the Swati? By using her key, scp swati.pem, then the file name system, and then Swati user. What is the Swati default user? EC2 hyphen user. Okay, and then say I will take an IP instead of host name this time 10.41.32.90, and then I will do colon slash opt. This is the command I can use copying the files across the server. Always remember, what you need to do it, you need to deploy two server as an practice. Also, what you need to do, deploy two servers, both of them is EC2 instances. Okay, and you have to take a keys to copying the files from one front to another front. Fine, pretty much. So this way you can copy the system file to the another EC2 instance into the opt location, right? This is the scp command which you are going to see it, right? This is another one. Now for example, I have created a file cat swati created, okay, communication. Now for example, this is a file, communication is available. I want to search this file. So what I'll do, I'll just use a command grep hyphen r, grep hyphen r pipe, sorry, this pipe. Under that one, I just want to pass communication, enter, inverted commas, this one, pipe again. And I want to search it into space into OPT. Let's say I want to search it, enter. Slash OPT is a directory. Okay. What exactly I have done it? I have passed the directory only. So what I'll do, I'll just pass the file name OPT Swati. OPT Swati. Okay, because I have created something over here. OPT, for an example, let's say grep hyphen r nar pipe, inverted commas, pattern is communication, inverted commas, pattern closed, slash pt swati, or else opt communication. Second, let me create a normal file touch. vi test insert. This is a test file. Can you quickly, can we check escape wq -r the pipe pattern the pattern called check, okay, and then press this one, pass, then test. What is going wrong? Okay, opt enter slash opt is a directory command grep -r grip -r, then the pattern, then the process without space it is looking. Okay, okay. What exactly I was doing it, I was actually passing the pipe into the parameter. Okay, what exactly I'm doing, actually I was passing the pipe which is not required. So where exactly it should be go, it should not go under the pipe, it should be straightforward, just the parameter, this one you have to pass it, and then it can just visualize that file. Okay, what exactly I'm trying to achieve it. Okay, I was actually passing the pipe parameter over here, right? So that is the thing, no worries. Okay, now this is the text management. Okay, now we have something called process management also. Process management also into the Linux system. That is very important from your this part. So what exactly it will say? Like you have to, for an example, we all know, or we if you don't know also, products can be installed in two way. One way is your service based installation. Another way is your standalone based installation, right? So for example, if something is running, let's say ps aux pipe pipe grep, and let's say if something Apache is running or not, for example, this is a process. What exactly it is telling? It is a process which is running. Means any services are running or not related to this one. So I have seen this is the process is running over here, right? For example, I want to kill this process or I want to stop this processes. I will do kill -9 space the process ID. Let's say 2718. Let's say 27189, 27190, 27191. So this will what will do? It will actually forcefully close everything related to process management. Sometimes what happen whenever we are running anything into the back end, it is keep throwing an essay. And when you try to do run manually, for example, if I try serve as of now it is running. So what message it should throw me some message http start something a message redirecting status it is running. Let me try it again. Start control C start. It is redirecting as of now. So sometime what happened as of now it is taking from the system from the keywords itself. Sometime what happened, for example, this start is there, okay, and you will be getting an error message that okay, boss, you cannot able to try, you cannot able to run it. The reason why you are not able to run it because this process is already running into the backend. Okay, this process is already running into the backend, and whenever you are trying to start it, it is giving a message. For example, whenever I'll come over here and I'll just typing it service start. At that time, I'm getting, for example, here as of now, it is telling redirecting to bin. For example, here I'll get a message that it is failed because the service is itself not running or something running into the backend, but you are not able to figure it out where it is running. You are getting an error message that there is something is running, but you are not knowing it where exactly it is running. So in that particular scenario, what you need to see it, you need to run a process ps space aux space grep apache. What it will do, Apache is one service. It can be firewall, it can be your product name, it can be anything, any of the product which is installed as a service, it will list. If it is Java, it can be Java also, right? So what it will do, it will list the processes which is running. Fine. And these all are process ID on which it is running. The system is running, right? These all are the process ID on which system is running. How to kill this one? I will be using a command kill -9 2788 and everything. So now, for example, think of you are working with a storage industry. For example, Swati is working with the storage industry, and she might having some storage boxes running, and she might be using some kind of a service max status or service kind of a things she is running over there. So she can also use PS aux also, and their components where she can see okay which particular service is running over the backend, right? And then she can kill it that process instead of going a simple format status. Generally, we what we do, we just type service state service space httpd and then stop, like that we generally do, right? But but httpd do stop, right? But generally it is not mandatory that you should go only with these old tradition. You can go with the advanced also. Whatever the advanced metrics is there, you can see it, right? As of now it is stop, but if I can again just start it, right? And again I just process every package, new things is running. And for example, again if just want to kill it, I can just tell kill -9 and then process ID 30718 30719 space 30720 space 30721 space 3089 space enter. Okay, and again I'll just see. So some of the process, okay, it is as of now it is forcefully, it is not taking it. Okay, yeah, because backend is running, so it can be done via that thing also. But as of now it is not forcefully taken because multiple places it is running. Because okay, why it is running? Because we have enabled check config we have enabled into the beginning, right? So that's the reason it is restarting it. The service whenever it is going in a down, again it is starting it, right? But you can try it this one also. Fine. Now, you might have seen, remember in the beginning we had talked about cat etc os-release. This is the one way which you can opt the system information, but we have one more command, uname-a. This will also list you the details what exactly this box is all about. Linux, Amazon and all, right? It is again a system information. Fine. Now, some more commands. For example, if you are a Ubuntu user, okay, and you want to update any package in Linux, generally we run a command yum update, and we can do it if anything is there. But in Ubuntu, it is apt-get space update. That is the command. It won't run over here because it is a line. It is an Amazon Linux, right? For example, if it is something called you want to update in Ubuntu, so it will be apt-get install. The package name say Java, and it should be install Java. Little bit different in Ubuntu and Amazon Linux. Okay. For example, now there is a scenario where you want to see what all ports are running in this system. Okay, what ports are running into this now? I will run netstaff hyphen pn and whatever the ports it is running. For example, SSH is enabled, so it will list me the port 2022. Okay, if I enable any other port, it can also start listing over here. Okay, that is the one thing. We already seen the user ad creation. For example, I just want to create a password. We have seen over here. Like for example, I just want to create a password, so I can just create it novel@123. I can again create novel@123, and the password is getting created using a simple command, password management. That way you can do it. Fine. User management, I have already shown you that okay, how permissions we can do it, how we can confine it. These all things how we can do it, right? For an example, I want to see monitor the logs of this system. For example, if this file having, let's say this will be having a log or not. For example, tail-file log, okay, and let's say it's this, okay. So what exactly they have? Let's see. cd where cd/var log. Okay, let's say I just want to see tail hyphen f where log let's say I can say hockey.log. Enter. What exactly it will do? It will actually monitors your logs of your system. Okay, whatever logs is there available into this file, it will keep running it. And this is a good practice always whenever you are working with the products, whenever you are working with the projects, always enable your files of logs. For example, I want to read as of now, it will keep monitoring the files. But for example, I want to see some older files also. So what I'll do, I'll just type 1000f, enter. So complete list of logs, whatever have been written till that time, it will start listing me. It will start listing. Right? Now, now there is one more thing, tunneling, very important concept. For an example, there is a server. Okay, there is a server, and you want to access some Kafka related part, Kafka related server. One way you can do it from Linux itself. One way you can do from the Linux itself, tunneling, SSH tunneling, internal service we can do it. One way you can do via Mobexterm also. I would recommend you to try with the Mobexterm. That is the best way. But here also I can show you what exactly you need to pass it. You need to pass SSH hyphen L and the port where you want to tunnel. Okay, port where you want to run. For example, I want to tunnel 901. Okay, this port I want to enable for my host. Okay, for my remote host, for example, 10.41.32.61 colon, and I want to port, again some port is there, that okay, from 9001 you'll take a response forward to 9002 space. Then what I'll do, I'll just pass a user, ec2 hyphen user, and then I want to pass a host name till where you want to go it. For example, I want to pass it to 10.91.54.32, or let's say to the same box only I want to pass it 10.41.32.61. I have to pass it. This is one way you can do the tunneling, SSH tunneling. But I would recommend to do with the Mobexum. I'll show you how you can do the tunneling. If you ever get this part in your organization, remember this is the way you can do it tunneling. Over here, click tunneling, and I want new SSH tunnel, and this way you can enable the ports. The port where you want to send the data, the remote server, for example, I want local, and the port is like any port 9001, and where your product have been installed. So what will happen, whatever the response it will come, it will showcase on your Chrome itself. Okay, your Chrome itself. Fine, that is a tunneling part. Now for example, you want to install any rule, firewall rule. Okay, so there is a command ufw allow. For example, I want 80. Maybe it won't work in here. Yeah, it won't work here. It is specifically for Ubuntu or Reddit. So you can add it from here also, this particular thing, right? Adding the firewalls. Now, another thing is that, for example, you want to start any service and stop any service. So the best command is systemctl status. For an example, httpd, or let's say firewall. This is the command. Status to check, right? Status to check, and these kind of things you can do it. Stop also, start also, you can do it. Okay, for an example, you want to set up a variable. For example, you want to set up a variable. Let's say I want export variable to be set up. Variable to be set up. This is my variable, and I want to pass a value over here. Ranjit, enter. And I want to see what exactly this value is. Echo variable. Is it printing? It is correctly settled. Enter. Yes, the value have been mapped to the variable Ranjit. Generally used whenever you are setting up a Java into this file, and then you can configure it. Right? Then you have few formats related to disk encryption. Generally, it will be used at a very high usage. Okay, which you can use it. So for the disk encryption, for example, I can use any of the what we call any of the folder, whatever the folder it is available. So for that, I think I can just run df hyphen th. This is generally used for your store, whatever the usage it is available. Let's say I want to do an encryption, disk encryption. So what I will do, let's say crypt setup looks format slash, and I want encrypt this format. Enter. Okay. So basically, it is not taking right now this format, but yeah, generally this is the way only you need to encrypt the file or encrypt the format. Generally, you can perform it. These all things. Some things will work, something will not work according to the whatever the commands we have passing crypt setup looks format. Hmm. So some in some scenario, okay, if I'll just say try this one caps. No, it is not. So it depends. Again, it depends like in which section it is in. It is for encryption, generally not getting very used in many places, but yeah, there are. Now, for example, you have running some systems over here. What exactly your RAM, CPU utilization is going on. So you can use CPU memory allocation. That part you can run it. Okay, these are the things you can do it. Right? You can monitor the RAM, monitor these all things. Fine, you can see validate your system itself. Then you want to see something related to your ports, what all are open. So ls of hyphen I, this you can use it with respect to the file. Okay, that also you can use it. Then there is a command, sed command, send hyphen e. So what exactly it will do, it will take your older file. For example, I have a file, let's say run sheet, old text, new file which I want to pass competent ent. Okay, slash, then with the new file parameter g space, maybe some file name is runcheat. So that way you can change this runcheat dot file, I can mention it. This way you can update the files, find and replace. Means you have to first find runcheat, then you have to update it the component into this file. That you can do it. A very important question for the experienced people. It can be asked, right? This is set command usage. Then, for example, you want to see memory free hyphen f. This you can do. If I can say free hyphen g also, it won't show because it does not have GB, right? It is a memory only, 1 GB only we have chosen, right? So free hyphen m, you can do it. I can generate multiple random passwords also in this one. OpenSSL RAND hyphen base 64 base 12. It can generate a random password, right? That also I can do it, right? For example, I want to see the system update. So what I'll do, system uptime, sorry, uptime. What is the system? It is showing it opened 4 hours 22 minutes back, whatever it will show. Okay, I have asked one more thing a few 1 day back only, I think, like how you can check the version of your kernel. You name hyphen r. This is your kernel version, not operating system version. This is your kernel version where you can do it. The part for your installation. All right. For example, now I want to see the file system in my system. I just showcase also df hyphen th, df hyphen th. Right. For installation, I can just type yum install, and the file name I can do it. Right. I can do it. Okay. There is one more very important word you might have heard it about as C status. It is basically used in your databases. Okay, look like it is not here. It is here. Linux. This is very common into your database related things. Okay, database related things. You will be seeing it. Right? And there is one more thing which is very common, something related to entropy. Search about it, entropy today. when you get some time. Okay, within entropy, very common, because entropy, when it reach to the full stage, what is going to be happen? The systems won't work. The system work over, right? Fine. So this is pretty much about Linux. I think I have covered most of the things which is getting used into the real-time industry, with the basics to advanced. Apart from that, you won't be using. This is pretty much you will be using, and no further things you actually going to use. Some small things you might be using it, but yeah, this is something which is getting used over the industry level standards. You can customize it, you can modify it, you can do it, you can explore it.